Welcome in. The Rob Brown Show's on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Good morning, Upstate South Carolina. Hello, America. Hello, world. What's happening, y'all? Happy Friday. Let's get it. Football weekend upcoming. Got started on a good foot last night. May not be the best day of Lonzo's life, but his team's coming off a big dub last night. Ladies and gentlemen, no particular reason, join our Facebook stream today at facebook.com/thefanupstate, twitter.com/thefanupstate, or by going to YouTube, searching for and subscribing to The Rob Brown Show. I got to tell you, folks, the great one walked in today, hair a-bunned, rocking the suit. Went collared shirt today, went dress shirt and slacks and dress shoes. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, much to his chagrin, Lonzo, you look very handsome today. It is a good freaking look.
I feel like demons are on top of my head, pulling my hair every second. And I am miserable right now.
Listen, beauty requires sacrifice.
Does it?
It does. As Dolly Parton once said, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap. Beauty requires sacrifice. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when Lonzo walked in this AM in the suit with the bun top on, with the bun knotted up top, I turned around and did a double take because all smartasticus aside, Lonzo looks good today. I mean, tied together, Miss Lisa did a spectacular job of getting my guy ready for the office today. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Zoe, you don't have to like it. I would be just a bit surprised if Miss Lisa didn't say she would like this Lonzo to make an appearance once in a while. 'Cause you look GQ, my dude.
Nah, she will. I don't think. Well, she's going to tell me she's not happy about it because she knows I'm not happy about it.
Right. She's supporting her loving and doting husband, and I respect that. But I am telling you right now, Zoe, you look fantastic. It's a good look.
I hate every moment of it. I don't care how good I look, and I probably do. Did I mention the demons that are pulling my hair right now? I hate having my hair pulled.
So for those of you that are joining us...
How could anyone survive an entire day like this?
I got to tell you, and I mean this, I'm not even trying to be like dramatic or facetious here. When you rolled in, like every now and then this happens to me all the time. I start to grow out the hair out. I'm like, I'm going to get the hair growed out. I'm going to go back long like it was in the college days. And then there's always a point somewhere down the line where I wake up one day and I'm like, nah, screw this, not worth it. And I just go hack it all off and go back to short. You have inspired me. I'm a little jealous right now because that's a good freaking look.
I am the bad guy from Karate Kid 3. And no one likes Karate Kid 3.
Trey said, you look like you're about to take Miss Lisa on a romantic date. You do. I am telling you, if you were like, honey, it's date night, I'm taking you out to a nice dinner tonight, and then you open the door like that, Miss Lisa's going to be a happy lady. A happy lady. Because you look slick, my dude. For those of you that are just tuning in and you're like, what the hell's going on? Lonzo 2 weeks ago, lost our Boo Box Bets selections for the week. In week 1, he lost by a single game. And out of the Boo Box, which is just a cereal box filled with punishments that you guys, the listeners, have suggested over the weeks leading up to the start of the football season, out of the Boo Box in week 1, Lonzo drew that he had to wear Clemson orange on the show. And last Friday, he showed up and he went through the entire show rocking the Clemson orange. Then last week, he had his worst week picking maybe ever. I haven't been around as long as Zoe has, but maybe ever. And out of the boo box Tuesday we drew. On Tuesday, Lonzo selected the punishment he was least looking forward to. He had to sport a man bun for the day. For those of you that do not know Zoe has a deep-seated, I would dare say borderline irrational hatred of the man bun.
It's not irrational. The demons are pulling my hair, Rob.
So today, on the live stream at facebook.com/thefanupstate, twitter.com/thefanupstate, or on Lonzo's Twitter page and Facebook page.
Do you guys really hate me this much that a bunch of people are tuning in just to see this? Maybe someday Rob will lose and we'll really see this thing blow up.
Steven says, I believe that Zoe takes the title of Sex Panther away from Rob after today's show. I got to tell you, if that title gets transferred today, it is well deserved. Zoe looks like he just stepped off the set of a soap opera where he plays the heartthrob who's like the big-time business owner who doesn't have time for romance, but then one day the girl finally shows up and teaches him what love is.
See, I know what you're doing here. You're trying to supposedly ease my burden, but you're making fun of me, and that's fine. I deserve it.
Listen to me.
I deserve it. I'm wearing this monstrosity on top of my head. Everyone is looking at it. People are tuning in right now. Look at how many people are on here to watch this.
We're 6 minutes in. We're already setting this week's record for viewership. Let me say this, though. You have, I will stare you in the eyes when I say it. Scout's honor on whose ever grave I need to place my honor on this. I am telling you, that is a genuinely good look. I am not giving you grief. I am not making fun of you. Scout's honor, I am telling you, that's a good freaking look for you.
All right, so you know, one time only. Come see this. Well, come see this monstrosity one time only, because I will never, ever wear a bun in my hair again.
Dude, you should. It looks good. It's a good look.
Thanks, Zach.
It's a good look. FYI, Mama Brown has texted and said, it does look good. Rhonda Brown says, you got a swag look going on right now.
See, here's what I think it is, and I'm not accusing your mom of this, but I think other people are. There have been people after me to cut my hair forever and want to see what it looks like when it's short.
No.
And this is what it looks like.
No.
I think, this is just my personal opinion, it makes me look my age. So,
First
First
off, you say that like it is a bad thing. It is not. It's not. 50's the new 30, buddy. It's a good look. Second off, it has nothing to do with the length of the hair. It's not about this is what Zoe would look like with short hair. It's just a good look. Zach Brown just rolled up and said, OMG, it's fantastic. It is. It is a good look.
He also said, are your pant legs rolled right also?
So the thing is,
I don't have the high waters that are popular right now. I don't.
They're called European cut.
Yeah, whatever.
They're Euro cut.
Whatever.
And I would suggest that
these are the same pants that I wore to walk up on stage and accept another Star Award.
Another.
Yes.
Add it to the list. I listen. Like I said, dead serious Scout's honor. It's a great look.
I just want to say there's a good shot Lorenzo shows up and stays for the rest of the day, because have been
remarkably not antagonistic so far for this punishment.
Yeah, but if you see, my face is turning more and more red. You know why? Because the demons are tugging harder. And it appeals to be hot in here.
I like it.
If you know what I mean.
I like it. It has been nothing but compliments so far. Trey said, "There's no way I'm making fun of you." As Billy Crystal used to say, "You look marvelous." You do. It's a great freaking look, man.
Really, Chris? Chris gets on social media, which he never does, just to do this. Thanks, Chris.
And not only got on social media, but created the account Captain America Chris Evans down the hall in order to compliment, and I quote, LOL, period. Listen.
I'm surprised he's not in here.
Captain America Chris Evans down the hall is giving you grief because you guys have been friends and coworkers for so long,
and he knows. He knows how much I hate this.
He knows how much this is killing you, but literally everybody else is trying to tell you, sarcasm-free, which is pretty damn remarkable for this show, sarcasm-free, that this is a good look. A good look.
Thank you for being honest, Jeff, because that's what I feel like. A bunny.
Chris said I just had to see it like he doesn't work 18 feet away from us. He may not be here today.
No, his car's here. It's just more fun to make fun on social media. No, you don't get. It means more that he created an account on something he never jumps on just to mess with me.
Yeah. Went to the YouTube stream just to pop this up at the Rob Brown Show on YouTube. Listen. I'm as hard as this might be to believe, because we give each other a lot of grief most of the time, because that's what friends are for. It is a genuinely good look. Like a real good look. Let me put it this way. Yesterday, Nike released the new United States men's national and women's national football team uniforms. And I wish that there was any element of the sexy that Zoe is rocking today in the jerseys, because they are crap-tastic. They are hot garbage. The jerseys that they put out yesterday. I wish they had just waited a couple more days and taken some inspiration from Zoe and the man bun today, because he's killing it. It's a great look. Texture says, it's a good look, Lonzo. Now you just need a man purse. It is a satchel bag. Thank you very much, Texter. And they are remarkably utilitarian.
All right, so don't get any ideas and try to put that in my boo box, because no. Isn't this enough for you people? Now you want to put a satchel bag in there too?
Here's the thing. Here's the good news for Lonzo.
Look at this. Look at how many people. Come on, people. Go away. Go away.
The good news for Lonzo is that I think there's only one more punishment remaining in the boo box that would inspire hatred. There's two more in there? Two more in there, he says. I know. Is it Brady in Michigan?
Yeah.
Those are the two?
I was going to say, nothing's going to be
Everything
pleasant.
Everything else is easy.
Is it?
Easier.
Says the guy who never loses. Of course it's easy for you.
I want you to know, I picked today's games. I've sent them to you. I picked today's games at 8:45 or so this morning, right before we came on air. I hate today's games. I hate today's games. I am terrified.
Mister, I'm going out on a limb this week, and you were right.
Was it right? I was 5-5.
No, yeah, but for what, Georgia State?
That wasn't on a limb. That was actually one of my high confidence
games.
But
you made it sound like you were out on a limb. So
I was 5. No, I did not say that was one of my high confidence games.
You said I'm pretty sure you said you weren't confident.
I taught myself into a lack of confidence, but I was very confident when I made it.
James, it's coming.
James said, if Lonzo turned heel, I'd understand. Steve said, if you go home and put on the Keekly jersey and man bun, you might have a real good night. It's a good look, man.
I prefer the next message.
Alan, man, all I keep thinking is it looks like Lonzo is about to roll out to the ring and give an epic monologue pimping his next match. Yeah. Who was it that said earlier this week?
It was Trey.
Yeah, Trey said, put out some strong Wardlow vibes, and Zoe absolutely took that to heart. 100%. Powerhouse.
See, whether I like the hairstyle or not, you got to understand, when you go with a new hairstyle, whether you like it or not, you got to showcase the hairstyle. That's how that works.
Dude,
Anytime I get a haircut, you
killed it.
No, this is a punishment. Don't anyone think this is not. I am being punished right now. When I went to the gas station, I risked pushing it to E because I knew I needed gas, but I'm looking, hey, there ain't nobody at the station. I can just pay at the pump. I'm in, I'm out, I'm good.
Did you sit in your car while the
gas
was pumping?
A dude pulled up, and then he looked all nervous, and he pulled away. Legitimately, I'm not making that up.
Probably because he thought you were on your way to take over Nakatomi Plaza.
He straight up, he started to get out of his car, and he got all nervous, and he just pulled away.
Look, here's what I'll say, and then we're going to take a break. Keegan said, you actually look great. You're giving strong, classy RVD vibes. I'm telling you, it's a great look.
Yeah, the kind of vibes that RVD gives off has a smell to it. And no, that's not me.
Let me say this, and then we're going to get out, and we won't talk about Lonzo's man bun for at least 10 to 12 minutes.
I was going to say, does that mean I can take it out? Is the punishment over?
No, not AM. You that thing comes down at 12:01 p.m. today. 12:01 p.m. You may go bun free, although I don't know why you would. It's a very solid look. All right, it's a very solid look. It is. I'm not like, I know I sound like I'm antagonizing you. I swear to you, I'm not. It is an intimidating look. Like when you walked in, it was the first time since I've started working with you that I was like, Lonzo could beat my ass. First time. And it's not to say you couldn't. I'm just saying I've never looked at you and been like, that guy's a threat to my well-being if I push the wrong button the wrong day. You walked in today, and I was like, damn.
I'm not going to say that I never looked at someone I worked with and thought that. But you are not that guy.
By the way, the little brother has chimed in and said, welcome to Club Man Bun today. The little brother
it looks good on him.
He's an attorney with long hair, and he has, in solidarity with the great one, thrown his hair up into a bun today.
That's a rock and tie too, by the way. But yeah, I just no. It's just it works for you. It don't work for me.
Let me. I'll say this. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, when I went secret line dancing with the amigos and threw on the cowboy hat and the all black to do it, right?
And ditched the D&D crowd to do it.
Yeah, and ditched the D&D crowd to go line dancing with the lady friend. I went black cowboy boots, dark Wranglers, black shirt with gray outline, black cowboy hat, and matching watch. And I rolled up into the bar, and like 3 different times, I had one group of like 3 women come up and offer to buy me a drink. And Courtney like interjected herself in between us. And then on 2 different occasions, I had a dude say something to me to the tune of, I wouldn't mess with that guy. One said, I would not bleep with you. You're a big fella, right? Nobody ever looks at me and thinks of like that guy's intimidating. But I went no glasses, black hat, black shirt. And I had one dude go, I would not bleep with you. You're a big boy. There's an air of power when you pull off a look like this, and you've got that today. You should take full advantage.
All I gotta say is, hey, yo, got mine.
If you go down with this look this way and ask for a raise, you'll get it. You'll get it. They'll be like, damn, that guy's got it. He's got the power.
No. Downstairs has seen this look before. It's not gonna work.
They have not seen this look. They've seen you in a dress shirt.
No, you got to think about it.
Yeah, look. Even Chris is giving you compliments. Said the shirt is working. It is. This look works. So, Facebook.com/TheFanUpstate. Twitter.com/TheFanUpstate. Go to YouTube, search, and subscribe to the
I hate
Show.
all of you, and I know that you guys are all just saying this trying to make me feel better. This sucks. Okay, this is horrible.
Listen, you might not like it. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. All right? You may not like it. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's a good freaking look.
I need to go to the restroom, and I don't want anyone to see me in the hallway. That trash can's looking like a possibility. That's all I'm saying.
Good freaking look. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, no mentions from me about Zoe's man bun in the next segment.
Yeah, right.
Probably 1 to 3 mentions of Lonzo's man bun in the next segment. When we come back, South Carolina's kickoff against Georgia this weekend has been pushed back 12 minutes. It is now 12:12 p.m. for kick. And there is a reason for that. And it's a really, really good one. So why are we kicking off at 12:12 instead of noon straight up? Why are we kicking off 12 minutes after Corso puts on the headgear instead of right out the gate? Gamecock fans, you're going to be happy to hear it. I'm going to be happy to tell you about it, and it's next on The Rob Brown Show. And the Fan Upstate.
Prisma.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me...
Make it stationary to where it would like stay. Been trying to, there's Velcro right there, but I don't know. I mean, what do I stick it to? I've been trying to wedge something right here.
Velcro that one side goes on here and one side goes on the camera. You just stick it down.
That would probably be a good move.
Yeah.
Or I could just stop hitting the desk, but let's
We
be
know
real.
that's not happening.
One of those two things
That
is
is
far
not
more
happening.
likely to work.
Yes.
Yeah, it does that about once a week, and I don't know why.
Maybe it's because he's hitting the desk. Thank you, Rachel.
Wait, I gotta get back in
I
there.
wish. Yeah. I wish I had a samurai sword right now.
Saboko.
I will say I do agree with Robin that it's intimidating.
It
Because
is.
a guy
It
who has the confidence
Yeah.
to put his hair into such a ridiculous position and then walk in like nothing's wrong.
There's
That's
nothing wrong.
intimidating.
There's nothing wrong.
intimidating.
There is nothing not masculine about that look. Nothing at all. The samurai did it.
This guy right over there, that's my guy right there. All right, he's speaking
That's
truth.
not a samurai hairstyle. Samurai had a
Right,
They
right.
went top knot. It was higher up.
Yeah,
on
it was
the
a
head.
top as a top knot,
Sometimes, samurai
and some
I'm
is,
saying this-
has like chopstick things in there.
Yeah, no. What they would have done is they would have gone basically the folded over ponytail. Would have come out and then folded it
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I've re-upped my commitment to growing my hair out because I'm jealous of that. I want that.
It's because you're a hipster. That's what it is. This is why you like this, because you are a hipster and you like that hipster look. I detest the hipster look.
If somebody comes up to if somebody comes up to me, this happens once a year. Once a year. If somebody comes up to me and goes, "Dude, that's a good look." That look goes into my catalog, right? Star Wars last year, that black and white blazer I wore, right? I had worn that in public like one other time before. But at that dinner, I had a number of people come up and be like, "I really like that jacket. That jacket looks good on you. You're pulling that off." And guess what's happened to that jacket? It's gotten worn a lot. Last Friday, or was it
Yeah, I was
Tuesday?
one of those people, and Courtney gave me a mean look.
Yeah, she's
when
not a
I
fan.
said that. Yeah,
She's not a fan. But I'm like, who do you think I want to impress when we go out? You or everybody else? Come on, get it together. When we went to the bar and I rocked the cowboy look and I had multiple women and a couple of dudes either want to buy me a drink or tell me straight up I would not mess with you, you better believe that I'm now looking for reasons to put that look into rotation. 100%. And why wouldn't you be? Right? It's a good look. All right. Let me give you this real quick. Saturday, number one UGA is in the Cola at Willie B taking on the Gamecocks of South Carolina. Earlier this week, it was announced that that game is a sellout. The stadium holds just a touch over 77,000. However, they have reported upwards of 79,000 in attendance at games, and this game is expected to be in that range. It was announced yesterday evening that the 12 o'clock kickoff time has been changed to 12 p.m. Now, that may not sound like a lot of time. 12 minutes, right? But in the broadcasting world, 12 minutes is forever. Forever. 12 minutes is, I would say what, Lonzo? For the second two segments of the show, 12 minutes is about how long a full segment of radio is, yeah?
very true. Yes.
If you were programming a station, Zoe, and somebody came up to you and said, "I need you to fit 12 more minutes of commercials into this hour," what would your reaction be?
Welcome to election season.
Which I'm sure you don't love, right?
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah. 12 minutes is ridiculous in broadcasting time. So for ESPN to push a game back by 12 minutes, there's something about that. So why have they decided to push kickoff to the Georgia-South Carolina game back 12 minutes? The answer, according to Shane Beamer, is because Gamecock fans You have been seen. Beamer said, quote, "It needs to be rocking, and I know it will be. Normally that 12 noon game, ESPN game, follows College Game Day. Then it goes right to 12 o'clock kickoff. ESPN pushed the kickoff 12 minutes because they want to show the atmosphere and environment in Williams-Brice. That is a credit to our fan base and the way they make Willie B. I said Willie B, not him. He called it Williams-Brice. Williams-Brice special. They are going to spend 12 extra minutes to show 2001 and show scenes from the Gamecock walk when our team arrives. We need to do our part to make it worth their while. Very rarely does ESPN want to push the start back. I don't know if they ever have done that, but they are doing it for us. It is a testament to our fan base and what the environment is like at Williams-Brice," end quote. This is something to be said, right? When ESPN said, we are going to push back the noon game by 12 minutes, which again, may not seem like a ton to you, right? If a meeting gets pushed back 12 minutes, you're like, oh, cool, I'll grab another cup of coffee. 12 minutes in the broadcasting world is forever. It's a lot of time. And they are pushing your game back 12 minutes for nothing. Not for 12 extra minutes of game day. Not for 12 more minutes of the Bear giving his picks. Not for 12 more minutes of Herb Street breaking it down. Not for Corso to wave for 12 minutes wearing the headgear. They are pushing this game back by 12 minutes specifically to point the cameras at South Carolina, at Willie B, at the cockpit, at the Gamecock walk, at 2001, at Cocky, at Sir Big Spur.
All right.
And to put that out nationally, this is big.
I have a sneaky suspicion, and I could be wrong on this. They have added someone to game day, someone who really likes to work a crowd, someone who's done it quite a bit lately in the wrestling world.
Pat.
Maybe they moved it back so they could throw Pat out there to work up the crowd.
Here's the thing. Game Day's not in Columbia.
Oh, okay.
Game Day
All right.
is in Boone, North Carolina.
Oh, that's right.
At Appalachian State.
Gee, I wonder why they'd want to go there.
No big.
Is App State okay this year? They are
They've
right?
done some stuff.
Have they?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been busy.
All right.
If Game Day was at South Carolina, I'd be like, that makes sense, right?
All right. I apologize for the mistake I just made, but my hair's too tight.
Yeah, I was going to say, the blood flow to the back of your head is constricted.
Yeah,
I
it
get it.
really is.
I get it. That is a Lonzo reference to the man bun, not me.
All
Doesn't
right,
count.
all right. So yeah, but we started it, but that was my fault too. So just 12 minutes, but someone's good. It's not just going to be 12 minutes of them showing the crowd. Someone's got to be out there in the crowd, in front of the crowd, all that kind of stuff, working the crowd.
Let me tell you this. The first time I went to a South Carolina game was last year when the Gamecocks had Florida coming to town, right? I have been to games at Doak Campbell in Tallahassee, Ben Hill Griffin at Florida. I've been to a game at Miami. I've been to 2 games in Tuscaloosa. I've been to a game in Opelika, Alabama. I've been to games in Baton Rouge. I've been to games at Notre Dame in South Bend. Where am I missing? I probably 5, 6 more that I can't recall off the top of my head. I've been to probably 20 different college football games home. I've been to the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville. I've been to a lot of games. This is not, although I'm going to be accused of it, this is not blowing smoke. This is me being real with you. There are different elements of different games and different crowds that are impressive. Gator fans on third down, loudest stadium I've ever been in is Ben Hill Griffin. They were good at the time, but it's a different caliber at Ben Hill Griffin. LSU fans are the most hilariously hostile group I've ever been around. If you roll through the middle of campus in Baton Rouge wearing the away team colors, you're going to get boat talked. They're very kind-spirited, but they're going to give you hell. Tuscaloosa. The tailgate scene at Tuscaloosa is not, it doesn't get the credit it deserves. I know I'm going to sound like I'm blowing smoke, but I'm not. Zoe, Willie B, in the 7 minutes to 10 minutes leading up to kickoff, is the most electrifying stadium I've ever been in. And with all due respect, I'm including Clemson in that. Okay? I've only been to one Clemson game.
You don't need to throw all due respect in there. I mean, you will get some hatred, but don't worry about them.
With all due respect to Clemson fans, despite Zoe's protest to the opposite, and in fairness, the Clemson game I went to was, I think, 2:30 game against FSU in the daytime. And the 2 games I've gone to at South Carolina were both night games after a long day of tailgating. But the 7 to 10 minutes leading up to kickoff of South Carolina, Florida, and South Carolina, Clemson were the most electric I have ever seen or heard a football stadium. I was like, I had heard about 2001. I had heard about Sandstorm, and I'm like, all right, like techno music. I'm like, God, it's going to be annoying as hell. And I will tell you.
That was very accurate, by the way.
Yeah, it's...
If I heard you do that, it sounds like Miss Piggy doing it, but it's fine.
I was like, it's techno music. Like, this is going to suck. And then it started, and the towels went up. And, I mean, the towels went up. They started waving. Now, they didn't have the lights in, and I bet it's even better now with the lights flashing in time with the music. In terms of that 7 to 10 minutes leading up to kickoff, right? I'm not talking about top to bottom, because that stadium was real quiet in the third quarter against Clemson last year, all right? It was real quiet. But that 7 to 10 minutes, and I'm just talking about the 7 to 10 leading up to kickoff. That 7 to 10 minutes leading up to kickoff, Columbia was the most electric stadium I've ever been in. Bama fans are loud, LSU fans are loud, Florida fans are loud, but there's just something different about the energy in Willie B in that 7 to 10 leading up to kickoff during 2001. Cocky coming out of the cage, Sir Big Spur rolling onto the field, Sandstorm dropping over the speakers. There was something different about it. It was the most electric stadium for that 7 to 10 that I've ever been in. Like, I couldn't help but get caught up in it. I was like, oh, dude. It was something great about it. And ESPN saw that, man. ESPN saw that. 12 minutes. They have pushed your game back. And they have pushed it back because they're going to give you about 3 minutes of the Gamecock walk. They're going to give you about 3 minutes of the cot cabooses. They're going to give you about 3 minutes of the outside of the stadium. And I think this is a guess, but then they are going to give you that 7 to 10 live. Can I tell you, I hate that it's not a night game now. Can I tell you, I hate it's not. It's still, the stadium's sold out. There's going to be 79,000 in there, and they're going to be loud as hell. And I'm excited about that. But, God, I wish this was at night. I really do. I wish this was a night game. I wish they had the lights. I wish they had the sights in the dark. I really do. Because this is, let me put it this way. There's a lot of reasons that a lot of recruits pick a lot of schools. NIL's going to be up there now. You are going to have culture up there. You're going to have environment up there. You have got a chance, Gamecock fans. You have got an opportunity to make Willie B look like the most electrifying environment in sports entertainment. And you got 12 minutes on ESPN to do it. You got 12 minutes where the game day folks are going to go, and now we send you live to Columbia, South Carolina, where the Gamecocks host the #1 Bulldogs. And it's going to be your time to shine. If you are going to this game tomorrow, do whatever you've got to do to give it the A+ effort. Do whatever you got to do. because there are going to be recruits who are watching this game. And regardless of the outcome, they're going to be watching a lot of games. You have got 12 minutes where the camera's on you and nobody else to just go ham, to go bananas, to pop. And if you pull it off, it's going to be a damn good look. Texas says, so if you want to go to a rave, go to Willie B. But if you want to watch good football, go to Death Valley. Is that what you're saying? No, but I feel it. Texas said, fans have to be loud before the game. It's the last time they have any hope to win. The rivalry is alive and well, baby. What's the biggest rivalry in the upstate, Lonzo? Is it South Carolina v. Clemson or you versus the man bun? What's the most heated rivalry in South Carolina right now?
At this moment, it's me versus the man bun.
Captain America Chris Evans down the hall said, so after kickoff, Willie B's not so electric? Against Florida, it was. Against Clemson, not so much. Not so much. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 1. If you're on the phone, stay there. I'm taking phone calls in the next segment. 844-FAN-PHONE, 844-FAN-PHONE, 844-326-3663. We'll talk some college football when we come back on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. For the record, Skrilla, I said for that 7 to 10 minutes leading up to kickoff, it is the most electric stadium I've ever been in. And there is a difference between loud and electric, right? I have been in louder stadiums. Death Valley at 7 o'clock, I'm talking about Baton Rouge Death Valley at 7 o'clock, is the loudest stadium I've ever been in, all right? Before the game. Ben Hill Griffin at Florida is the loudest third down stadium I've ever been in. But loud does not translate to electric. Loud does not translate to energetic. What's that? No, you're good.
Do you need to come around here?
No, I was just thinking it's dusty. I feel like
Yeah, because it may not stick.
From the Ingles Market Studio,
Upstate, 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Smart Park.
from the free Odyssey app.
I just got to say, not only am I getting a headache over this thing, but it's heavy, man. I know you can say, well, if you cut your hair, it won't be so heavy, and you're right, but I'm not gonna.
we need to put that banner back up.
Yeah, here's the problem with the banner, as people are commenting, Rob took the banner and hasn't brought it back,
Rob took the banner.
which is why the banner is not there, which is why that big empty space is back there. He needed it for the Burns game. But he has forgotten to bring it back.
Is it not in his car?
No, it's not.
Why is it not in his
You know, that's a good question because he put it in someone else's car. Or that's what I'm, being told.
All right. I think I'm going to put this one down on the...
I was going to say, I need the camera. I'd like the camera to be on the edge.
Okay. Well, I was going to put it back here where you had it.
Oh, thanks, Roger. I appreciate that. I mean, where else would you get a good picture from? I mean, you're not really doing a whole lot there, so thank you for being productive.
Screenshotting Zoe on the pooper.
Gas prices up, food prices up, everything up. It's inflation frustration. What's not up?
At least he didn't take a picture of you while you were on the toilet.
Because it's free. Follow your dream of becoming a teacher.
The only ones capable of that are engineering.
Your healthcare career, even general education classes, the transfer
That was not a denial.
free. Online classes also free. Head to sccSC.edu. Find your program.
You want it over there? You want it that far?
Yeah, because normally it's like this, so you get
You want it over there?
No. I want it here. That's what I'm showing you. This is where it needs to be because when there's a banner back there, the banner is always on screen, and the banner being behind me showcases the station.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. Just asking where you want this.
Yeah, right.
When I put this down.
No. I know. That's why I moved the camera so you could see where I normally like the camera. So, guarantee you, the pounding of the desk will still make it come loose. No, you can take. I mean, you can remove the camera altogether today. I don't have a problem with that. 45 seconds. Yeah, you probably don't want to cover up the tripod hole.
Well, either that or.
Well, we're never gonna have it on a tripod anyway. You're right. No, but that makes it go down lower. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. So. If you're getting dizzy, good. Yeah, don't do that. I might throw up.
He's already woozy.
I've already had to take something for a headache because I'm getting one. All right, we are coming back now. Don't forget Kevin.
What? The Rob Brown Show back on your radio. It's the Fan Upstate. Let me get Kevin in here talking a little college football as we head into week number 3. Kev, what's up, big fella?
What's happening, man?
How you doing, brother?
Oh, man, chilling this morning, man. I'm checking out Zoe on the live chat.
He looks good, don't he?
Rock that tonight.
He looks damn good.
Hey, he like he's standing at the front door just with the suit on, with the V-neck shirt on, the bun out, waiting on you to cut up because he will take you and slang you dead back to the street with the bun still intact.
That's a fact. Now, I'm telling you right now, if I'm a business owner and Zoe walks in for a meeting with this look, he's got the upper hand at the bargaining table. Ain't no doubt about it.
He got to wear the Prince boots, though.
I know. Listen, I tried to tell him he needs to go new look like the Eurocut suit the NFL players are wearing now, and he won't do it. But he's off to a great start.
He's off to a great start. Hey, man, let me tell you something about Willie B, man. You're probably talking to the biggest Tar Heel fan, but the Gamecocks are my 118. But to be down there, even when Lou was there and they was 0-67,000, they still blew the roof off the place every home game. And now let them mess around and be good in the top 10, and they really consistent and they really playing football. That place is going to explode down there. Yeah. So I'm telling you, as a recruit, I went down there in '96. I met George Rogers. I leave from meeting George Rogers. I come down to the field, and they get started with everything. Listen, if you don't sign that day or commit that day, you are in the wrong place. I'm telling you, that place is alive and ready. Now, Clemson fans, they're going to be just as petty as you want to be just because you said something and didn't say something good about them. But that's just what it is. It is more electrifying than Clemson will ever be. They bet on the football field, but it is more electrifying than Clemson will ever be. Other than The Rock, though. The Rock is pretty hot, though.
Listen, I don't, and I know, I knew people were going to call me a homer, and they are. I knew people were going to say I was taking a shot at Clemson, and they are. I am absolutely not. And that's why I was very precise when I said that 7-10 leading up to kickoff. Not necessarily through the whole game. I've only been to 2 there. But that 7-10 leading up to kickoff in Columbia was the most electric. And I'm not talking loud.
Stop defending it. There's nothing more petty than someone thinking everything's about them. Okay? It's not about you, Clemson. Go away for a while.
Hey, chill out.
I am not saying that it is the loudest stadium because, as somebody who was told this in my entire career, Rob, loud doesn't mean good. Loud doesn't mean talented. Loud just means loud. I'm not talking about loud. I'm saying the presentation of the team onto the field, the presentation, the ability of the fans to have their moment to shine with the towels up when Sandstorm drops. I've been to a lot of college football stadiums. I have never seen or felt anything like it, Kev. I've been to a lot of games, and it is the first one that I have been to as an unbiased observer and was like, yeah, I'm getting in on this. I want to be a part of this because this is something special.
Oh, it's something special, man. It is something real down there, man. Hey, who the Rebels? Where they going tonight? Where the Rebels going?
The Rebels are at Wren in Piedmont this evening, which, you know, I think preseason we'd have chalked this up as one that the Rebs have the upper hand. 3 straight games to open the season, scoring up north of 50 points. And then last week, Greer, which was supposed to be kind of a tune-up game for the Rebs, gave Burns everything they wanted. So we're going to see if they can kind of find that rhythm back a little bit tonight.
Hey, that's a rival game, though, man. That's right down the street from each other, Burns and Greer, man. Even back in the day, man, that game never really got a – it might have been a few blowouts in the series, but I don't think it's been a whole lot of blowouts in that series between those two because they got cousins. They go to church with each other, and their grandmas hate each other, and their uncles can't stand each other, and it's just a whole situation with those two teams, man. But
Wait.
I'll tell you what.
Where, Kevin, I need to know where I can go to hear grannies talking high school football smack because I want in on that life.
Oh, I tell you what, you fall off and grill over there on the backside by the South House somewhere off in there on a good Friday morning. Somewhere over there, they got it going down now. There is some grill action going down with Aunt Betty and Grandma Sally and the rest of them. Talking about them boys over there at the football field that just need to get a little bigger and eat a few more beans, and we're going to be all right and get the rings back. I'm telling you.
Listen, next year, Burns at Greer. I might take the day off and just go find me a little cafe somewhere in Greer and sit down for the day, Kev. Because if I can hear 2 grannies arguing about high school football, it will make my whole freaking life.
Hey, no, I got perfect example. I got a good story for you. So I'm
real quick, because I got about 45 seconds.
I'm 11, 12 years old, getting my hair cut at the barbershop I was going to. The lady in the barbershop cuts everybody's hair, but she can tell you everything about her Greer Yellow Jackets and her Dallas Cowboys. If you tell her anything different, you might get hit with the little strap she got laying across her seat.
I love it. Kev, good to talk to you, big dog. We'll see you.
All right, dog.
Later on. My man Kev going ham at 9 a.m. You love to hear it. You love to see it. Join the Facebook stream at facebook.com/thefanupstate, twitter.com/thefanupstate, or searching and subscribing to The Rob Brown Show. Trey asked the question we will ask when we come back, which is, what did Lonzo's family say about the hairstyle? Did it inspire Cam to grow a man bun? We'll ask Lonzo how I honestly, I only care how Miss Lisa feels about it. I really do. I may have to send her a Facebook message and ask her to hop on the stream and break this down with us. Let's take a break. Back after this. Hour number 2 is around the corner. And at 11, week number 3 of Boo Box Bets. We pick again. Can't wait. The Rob Brown Show rolls on. It's the Fan Upstate.
On your radio at 97.7 FM, 1330 AM, Greenville, 97.1 FM, 950 AM, Parkenburg.
You know, I legitimately want to know how the hipsters and the Euro people handle this all day, every day. How is that? I mean, do you like pain? Maybe you do.
Pain makes you feel alive.
Well, I'm alive right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Investments is different than other money managers.
It's not even about the look, which I absolutely hate. It's the fact that if there was something that you really didn't like say someone pulling your hair, and you had that constant feeling of someone pulling your hair, that would be considered torture.
For the record, there are a lot of people who like their hair.
Yeah, well, and you may be one of them. I am not.
Client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structure, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most
It's all I can do when I do get my hair cut to try to not have tears come out of my eyes when they pull my hair. And it's not like Stop, you're hurting me. It's just automatic. It just comes out. Don't start that again, James, please. We've had 2 days of that. And I like that song. Two more hours, man. Just 2 more.
Na 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 na.
Although I think I like that better than his Miss Piggy Sandstorm.
Digga-digga-doo.
Shout out to engineer Chris Evans, and the only person who's being honest with me right now, for coming in and putting some Velcro on the camera where Rob can't move it. Please, you're gonna cause it. I've seen people hit the thing hard enough and cause something to fire.
That was not a full pound. That was more of a love tap.
All right, you're like speaking a foreign language there, Josh. I don't even know what you're saying. The what? What kind of, is that a typo, or is that is that Siwa? I don't know what that is. Rob would know.
Who did?
Maybe it's a soccer
Who did
name
the bun
or something.
for you? Josh, did you have a medical emergency while you were finishing up that?
Who did the for you JoJo Shio? No, it probably rhymes. I don't know what that is. Where are you going?
I went to the gas station today to get my monsters, and the lady, when I walked in, they were out of my my flavors, and I was like, "Who bought all my flavors?" And the lady looked at me and she goes, "You did." I was like, "Oh, I should probably chill." What in the world could make this brown eye turn blue? When everything I ever do, I do for you. And I say, na 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 na.
Okay. I know it's time for vacation when I keep making mistakes and have to fix it.
So what did she say about it, Lonzo? I've been waiting the whole break. What did Miss Lisa say about it? She just like, okay, I'm done. Have a nice day? Or was she like... Brrr.
She felt bad for me because she knows I don't like it and understands that her husband is in pain and that her husband lost a bet. And I'm tired of getting those looks and actually being told, hey, why don't you do better? As if I'm not trying. I'm not trying to lose. Why would I try to lose? Why would I want all these people coming in to see me humiliated? Why would I want that?
Wait. I'm tired of getting these looks that say do better. Who is giving you those looks?
No. She is. And she's literally said, do better. And I get blame as if I'm trying to lose, and I'm not. This is how this works. You know, when you embarrass yourself, you embarrass your whole family. And, you know.
You bring shame on your family.
Exactly.
And your cow.
And that's not good.
Oh, man. Have the Spawn seen it yet? Or are you trying to keep it a secret as long as possible?
The daughter was FaceTiming the mother this morning.
While it was happening?
Just so she could see it.
Yeah? What'd she say?
I don't recall. No,
she liked it.
I literally don't. No.
She's like, Pops, that looks good.
I doubt it. And as far as Cameron goes, no, he hasn't seen it. Someone at his job will probably go point it out to him because they do listen.
Shame said, could you claim that this is causing pain and void the punishment? Yeah, punishment's over in less than 2 hours now. That's it. He's got to make it 19 more minutes? 117 and a half more minutes. That's it. Then he's done.
So Chris Lewis, name sounds familiar.
Yeah, you might know that guy, the president of the Greenville Triumph, stopping by to say hello.
Yeah, it says late to the party due to meetings, but the man bun shirt combo gives Zoe a bit of a sensei look. Here's
yes, you look like you run the dojo the bad guys participate in the karate movie.
I told you I am the bad guy from Karate Kid 3. But here's the thing. Here's what you do when you get a new hairstyle, whether you like it or not. You've got to accentuate the hairstyle with what you're wearing. And plus, I am not going to besmirch the teams that I pull for by wearing this hairstyle while rocking my colors. I'm not doing that.
Lonzo busted out his funeral suit.
I hope not. Don't say
not your funeral
exactly.
suit.
Terry Silver. James gets it. Rob never saw Karate Kid 3.
I did not.
Which is good that you didn't see it because it was not good.
I've never heard it was. All right. We won't spend the entire segment talking about Lonzo's man bun, but if you want to see it, Facebook.com/TheFanUpstate, Twitter.com/TheFanUpstate, or go to YouTube, search and subscribe to The Rob Brown Show. Join us, will you? Join us and come see Lonzo's man bun. Let me, you know what? I wanted to get to this earlier in the week, and I didn't, but I will now. I got two clips in the audio folder, which has been moved over, Lonzo. And I, to be honest with you, I don't know that I can find it on this computer, but there's only two clips in there. One of them, actually both of them, are from Cameo. You know what Cameo is? You've seen Cameo, right?
They sang Word Up.
The other Cameo.
There's another. That sounds like copyright infringement.
Cameo is an app where you can pay celebrities to drop personalized videos for you. So you can have like, I don't know, name me a celebrity. You can have like Weird Al Yankovic record a happy birthday greeting that is customized to your friend. Or yeah, in fact, let's go see who's on Cameo. You can, I like, for instance, I know you can have Drew Brees because I had an uncle who got Drew Brees to record a happy birthday message for an aunt where he's like, "Hey, so and so, It's Drew Brees. Just wanted to come by and wish you a happy 38th birthday. You know, it's always been great to have you as a Saints fan and as a fan of mine. Yada, whatever.
All right, so here's the problem. If you put it in your Google Drive, which I'm sure you did, you have to share your Google Drive with me.
No, put it in the shared one. Should be one called show audio in the shared folder. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Theoretically.
All right. So we're transitioning here. So
yeah.
On Google, not anywhere else.
Correct.
And so we're
So you go to Cameo, and basically you can get celebrities to record personalized messages. Like I just went there. Joel McHale is on there. Wayne Knight is on there. You can get Wayne Knight to record a personalized video. And for just the low price, Lonzo, of $330, you can get Wayne Knight to drop like a 30-second to 1-minute video for some. Brian Bumgarner from The Office is on there. If you go to Cameo, you can grab celebrities to record videos. And on that list is a bunch of sports personalities, right? A bunch of sports personalities. And there were 2 of them on that list. It's not in there?
I can't find it. So it's probably, if it's on your personal, then you have to share your personal Google Drive with me in order for me to access it. I don't see it on the shared drive unless you created a folder or put it in your podcast folder, which I cannot find it in your podcast folder.
Hang on.
That means you have to share your drive in order for me to get to the audio.
I hate all of this.
As does everyone in this building except for one person.
The guy who doesn't have to deal with the rest of our crap anymore.
No, the one person who's made it to where we all have to do this.
All right, well, then I'll hold off on that segment then, because without the audio, it's pointless.
Well, just share your drive and send it to me through email. Then I can open it up, and then we're good.
Yeah, just do that, Rob. Just do that,
again,
guy who can barely get his freaking computer to work as it is.
This is all new, so apologize for this happening on the air. This probably should have been taken care of before, but I was hiding in here with my man bun. So we didn't have our usual pre-show meeting, so this is all my fault.
I hate this, for the record. Captain America Chris Evans down the hall, if you're still listening, this train wreck of a segment is your fault. Entirely. Anyway, well, I'll see if I can figure that out.
Yes, I hit the microphone, something I never do.
Lonzo's struggling today, kids. He's frustrated today, all right? Just let my man live. Brian Bumgarner has made a cool $1 million on Cameo. I believe it. For the record, if any of you guys would like to give me $5, I will record you for $5. I'll record you a personalized video.
You know, that has to go through legal first before you can do that sort of thing because you're representative of Odyssey.
Just come find me at a football game.
Well, you could do that probably.
Yeah, just come find me at a football game, slip me a 5 spot, and I'll record a video for you.
It doesn't mean that they won't know, though.
All right, well, damn it. Are you kidding me?
Or you know what you could do? You could just attach the audio to an email and send it to me that way.
Yeah, but it's in my Google Drive only.
Oh, you can't get to it?
I can't get to it. I don't know that it's been mapped on this computer. Like, I don't know that I can get to my Google Drive on this computer to do that. I'll do it during the break. I'll go into the other. This is. All right, anyway. Let's see, is this it? No, this ain't it either.
So is Cameo and OnlyFans the same thing?
No. I mean, both of them offer personalized videos, but they are very different. And I'm asking this not as like Like a negative. Was that a genuine question?
I just saw something about Tony Storm being on. I mean, yeah, I saw that on Twitter,
Okay.
and I also saw something about Charlie Sheen being upset about his daughter being on there. And so I don't know.
Okay. So, no, they are dramatically different. Both of them do offer personalized videos. One of them very, very different from the other. The videos that you purchase personalized from OnlyFans are very personal, Lonzo. I would dare use the word intimate. They're intimately personal videos.
So you don't do that on Cameo?
No.
Even if someone pays you to, I mean,
No.
couldn't they technically do that? I know the star doesn't have to. I mean, you know.
Again, no.
So you could, on Cameo, you could ask William Shatner to sing "Happy Birthday" to you like Marilyn Monroe.
I mean, I guess you could, yeah. I guess you could. I don't know where to go with this conversation.
I
to be honest with
I
you.
have stalled and did everything I can to try to save this so
I
you
know,
can
and
get to where
I can't find the damn
so
thing.
you can get to where you need to get to, and you can't do it.
And I can't find the damn thing. I will take a break.
Yeah, sometimes you have to. We can break early. We can do that. We can do that.
You know what?
We've been the segment has went 12 minutes long.
And I've not been able to
You
find.
know,
Okay, let's
that's
do
as
that.
long as the South Carolina game is going to be postponed.
So
we can do that.
For the record, in our and this is just for me, Alonzo. In our little D&D party chat, Chris just screenshotted the man bun and put it in there so the rest of the group, including Cam, can see it. All right, here's what we're gonna text. Texter said, "Rob, who is the artisanal butcher working the soundboard today?"
I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm not sure I can spell artisanal.
Here's what we're going to do. Because I've entirely blown this segment, we're going to go to break early. I'm going to run to my office. I'm going to share the G Drive to Google because I have the story of a most excellent troll job pulled off by an entire college football fan base against their own freaking coordinator. And they got Bob Stoops involved with it, utilizing Cameo. It is spectacular. And I'll play you that audio when we come back. Stick around. Trust me, it's worth it. And go see Lonzo's man butt on the string. The Rob Brown Show's on your radio. It's the Fan Upstate.
All right, I'm going to take us off the stream for a couple minutes so I can go help him.
It's not easy being
James said, here's $5. Can you cut a heel promo on my friend? You're damn right I can. I might do that for free. Might do that for free.
and Maria in Miami.
Keegan said, can't imagine why you didn't get nominated for a Star Wars this year. The last segment was me calling for audio and then realizing we didn't have it.
All right.
And then trying. Like,
So it was all my fault, as
no,
I said it was.
wasn't. I told him the name was Show Audio and not TRBS Show Audio. And then it was Lonzo doing everything in his power to stall while I found it on the Google Drive. Except for I don't know that this computer's been mapped to the Google Drive yet. So I couldn't get to it.
I bet you're still logging in as ESPN Jock, aren't you?
Yes, I should log in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. I should log in as me, huh?
You probably ought to.
Yeah.
Officially, yes.
Yeah.
You should. That's going to change all your stuff here. Like now, when you log in as yourself here
Yeah.
into Chrome,
Yeah.
all that'll be the same.
Yep.
But your desktop is not going to
Nope.
be, so
I should do
anything here-
that.
So
yeah.
what I would do, and actually, you know what we can do? Hang on.
I will do
Since-
it. I will-
since you
I will
are-
switch
hang on,
over.
hang on,
Oh.
hang on. What we can do is just go ahead. We'll just link this up.
Up at the
on
top.
On the.
It's up there.
Oh. You are. Okay, so look at this.
I'll just log in as me from now on.
This is going to be easier, frankly. Just since you're already logged into this account, we'll just pull up your Google Drive.
How about that? There it is. Cool.
So now at least you have access to it.
Grazie.
There you go.
No, I'm laughing at myself. / hilarious text that people send to the show. OnlyFans said, Lonzo said his OnlyFans, we were talking about Cameo. He said, is Cameo and the OnlyFans the same thing? And I'm like, sorta. They both offer personalized videos of a sort. Very unnecessary. I don't want to turn around. I don't. Look at the flowers, Rob. Look at the flowers. Is that a hostile work environment? Does that count as a hostile work environment? Lonzo's like, look at my hair. That's a hostile work environment.
Yeah, I was going to say. The question of what a hostile work environment is highly subjective. You should open and take it to HR. If you want to find out. Don't forget to mention
OnlyFans has been mentioned multiple times on the show. And,
I mean, in your ticket to HR.
oh, gotcha. In fairness, I wasn't the one who brought it up, which is surprising.
That's surprising. You do have the discretion whether to mention it or not. And you opted for it.
It was relevant. It was relevant. Hey, we did it! We found the audio. Huzzah. So, in a segment, 20 minutes delayed, we shall get to it. I got 2 clips for you. The Iowa Hawkeyes are allergic to scoring touchdowns. It has been a tough month for the Iowa Hawkeyes, specifically their offensive coordinator, Brian Ferentz. Now, you know Brian's dad. Brian's pops is his boss. Brian's pops is why he is hired. Kirk Ferentz runs a team. Brian is the offensive coordinator. Well, in their season opener, Iowa could not score a touchdown against an FCS team, and they scored 1 touchdown in week 2. Things aren't going well for Iowa. They are being relentlessly mocked by the rest of the Big Ten, who are falling out, LOLing at Iowa's offensive struggles. The younger Ferentz if it weren't for Scott Frost getting canned and taking a $15 million buyout to head down to the retirement home, Brian Ferentz would be the guy being talked about. And frankly, now he's going to be. Well, I got 2 videos for you, both paid for by Cameo. The first one is Bob Stoops. Big Game Bob. Big Game Bob got asked to cut a cameo. Now, the interesting thing about Cameo is that you can just say, hey, I need you to say this message to this guy in your words. And so, some Iowa fan somewhere went and got Bob Stoops to cut this cameo to a cat named Brian.
Hello there, Brian. Bob Stoops here saying hi. And listen, I know you've had a tough couple of 2-3 years there, but the good news is your family still supports you, buddy, especially your dad. He wants you to know that. But and even though everyone else seems to be against you, sometimes the best advice is to break free from the family business, man. Go do what you got to do. So anyhow, all the best to you, and a big boomer sooner, and good luck.
Your dad, you know, the only reason you have the job, still supports you. But sometimes it's best to break away from the family business and go do your own thing. Some Iowa fan just got Bob Stoops to record a cameo to the OC saying, hey, maybe don't anymore. Maybe quit. That's spectacular. But he wasn't the only one. Because shortly after that, they went and they got Coach Fran. They went and got Fran McCaffrey, who is a basketball coach. And let's just say this cameo might be even better.
Hey, Brian. Fran McCaffrey here. I wanted to reach out and let you know that all of us in the Hawkeye family are thinking about you. Your family loves you. Your dad loves you. The Hawkeyes love you. Maybe think about making a move back to New England. But wherever you go, wherever you are, the Hawkeye family will always be with you. Go Hawks.
That is the basketball coach at Iowa telling the offensive coordinator at Iowa, maybe it's better for him to go back to New England. That's where he was an assistant and unknown face for many years before Kirk hired him to come not coach touchdowns at the University of Iowa. I kind of assumed, and maybe it's just because the hair thing. Do you not appreciate that troll job the way that I do? That Iowa fans got Iowa's basketball coach to cut a message to the Iowa offensive coordinator telling him to leave, and that they got Big Game Bob to cut a promo saying, maybe don't get into the family business, my man. That's an expert level troll job.
I mean, it is, but at the same time, how many people hear that? And how much money did they have to spend to get that to happen?
So I don't know how much. Let's see. In fact, I'm going to go to Cameo and see how much a Bob Stoops video cost. Because I got to tell you, it's gone beyond viral. I mean, it's like it was a hot video for a minute. For a Bob Stoops cameo, which averages about 32 seconds according to Cameo, it cost you $250. $250 gets you 30 seconds of video from Big Game Bob.
Maybe it's just because I've worked in radio for a long period of time and I value money. Or I would if I had some. I don't get, we showed him, you paid $250 for that? Who really got trolled there? I mean, I get the gist of it. I think it's pretty funny. It would be better if you didn't have to pay that much money to make it happen.
Yeah, but I mean, if you got season tickets at Iowa money, right? What's $250 to you? If you go to Ford NCAA Division I season football tickets, $250 to you to pull off a joke that's going to be talked about for a long time is nothing. By the way, Fran McCaffrey, the head coach at Iowa basketball, $50 for that video. So all in all, it cost whoever had these videos made $300 to get Bob Stoops and Fran McCaffrey to pump out a video telling the OC, please quit and go away. Absolutely spectacular. And the best part is, everybody's like, uh-oh, Bob Stoops and Fran McCaffrey got. They didn't know what they were doing. And now they don't look silly at all. Bob Stoops, and by the way, credit to Bob Stoops, because Bob Stoops uses his Cameo, Lonzo. He takes the money and he gives it to the Coaches Against Cancer Foundation.
All right, so that helps.
Yeah, so technically the $300 you spent, $250 of it went to cancer research. Good enough for a joke for me.
Yeah, but what's what we're going to do? Do those guys know that they're actually just donating to charity? I hope so. But I don't think they do.
I don't care. I love it. It's amazing. Amazing. By the way, also on Cameo, you can get a video from, let's see, who's on here? Liv Morgan, 30-second video, $380. You can get Big E for $300. You can get Mandy Rose for $250, Kevin Owens for $250. If you want to get in before the hype train departs, you can get Carmelo Hayes for $80. Shane McMahon setting you back $300. Finn Balor setting you back $400. And Shawn Michaels. How much do you think a Shawn Michaels 30-second video cost you? The HBK.
$400.
$750.
Okay, I was a little low.
$750. You're getting a 30-second HBK. If anybody wants to start a GoFundMe to get HBK to cut a promo on, I don't know, maybe some folks who don't appreciate wrestling, I'd be down to start that GoFundMe. Anyway, you say what you want.
That might get you a strongly worded email.
HBK. Yes, to whoever it was that got Fran and Bob to absolutely roast your own offensive coordinator. Masterful troll job. I mean, top tier, class A troll job that I will respect forever and always. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. That's college football at its finest, dude. You know, we've talked about the 7 to 10 before kick. We've talked about crowd hype and volume. We've talked about on the field X's and O's, but the allure of college football, what makes college football so damn special is how ridiculous fans are, right? Is it illogical to spend $300 to get an old retired football coach and a basketball coach to cut videos where they're turning their own offensive coordinators into dust by bringing heat? Yeah, that's dumb. $300 would accomplish a lot for a lot of people. But it's still freaking hilarious. Still freaking hilarious. Amazing. All right, a couple of texts and tweets that have come in over the course of the show so far. Let's see. James says, Lonzo's about to tell you, always has been, before turning heel. Lorenzo has been staring at the wall for like most of the show. I suspect he is just trying to keep the rage contained at this point. James says, like Seth Rollins to the Shield. Yeah, for sure. Zach says, that's awesome. I'm also on the toilet. All right, well, we were worried about that. Glad you checked in. Zach, thanks for letting us know, buddy. Texter says, OnlyFans has chess video. Oh, man. Texter said, if Brian Bumgarner is making $1 million on OnlyFans, I'm doing something wrong. He is not making $1 million on OnlyFans. He made $1 million on Cameo. Cameo. Both make personalized video. One of them very different from the other. Very different from the other. Let's take a break. When we come back, it's Friday. Time to talk a little high school football with the boys from the Moving the Chains podcast. John and...
No, I forgot all about that.
What do you worry about? You were in Clemson colors last week. You think they care about the bun? These are young
Yes.
guys. They have friends with buns.
Kevin's going to judge.
No, he's not.
He's absolutely going to judge. John's all right. Kevin is going to judge.
Tell Kevin with his schmedium golf shirt and pants that you're not worried about it. He'll be all right.
It's all right. I got the thing right over here. You know what I'm saying?
Lucille.
I'm glad that's not real barbed wire. That would have hurt.
All right. We got to take a break. When we come back here in just a moment from right now, Kevin Thomas, John Epps from the Moving the Chains podcast are going to join us here on the show. And we'll talk a little high school football around the upstate. Then at 11 o'clock, we open up the show with our Boo Box Bets picks for the weekend. We'll break down some of the bigger games taking place. And then after that, the final two segments of the show, we'll break down South Carolina, Georgia, Clemson, and La Tech, and the rest of the big games from the weekend. The Rob Brown Show's on your radio. It's the Fan Upstate. We're at Extreme. Stay right
me.
The Rob Brown Show rolls on. It is Friday, which means it is time to talk a little high school football. We got some big games going on around the upstate, around the state as a whole. And so, as they do every Friday at this time, our fellas from the Moving the Chains podcast are joining us here. Kevin Thomas, John Epps. You can find their website at movingchains.com. No G in that. Moving Chains. That's where you'll find them on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram. And you can find their podcast multiple times throughout the week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc. You're not going to find better high school football talk in the upstate, in South Carolina, than Kevin and John. What's up, fellas?
Rob, I'm super excited, man. It's not quite there yet, but football weather is easing into us, getting a little bit cooler out here. Those crisp fall nights are on the way.
I tell you, I'm going to have to break out the pool over here pretty soon.
I woke up this morning. I was getting ready for work because the last couple of days it's been real nice in the morning. Like, Alexa, what's the forecast for today? Right now, it's 59 degrees. I was like, word? And she goes, with a high of 87. What the hell is that? What? No. I will be excited when it's like 59 with a high of 68. But it's just not there. And I last year I got tricked. Because last year I put all the summer stuff away, and I'm like, yo, it's flannel season, boys. It's flannel season. And then 3 days later, I came in here in flannel, and it was 192. I'm not getting fooled again. I won't get fooled again. Let's get into some of these games, fellas. Let's start, as we do on Fridays, with the games I will be on the call for this evening. The 4-0 undefeated Burns Rebels are on the road at 0-3 Wren. Now, I think this was one of those games preseason that we looked at and went, this would be Burns, right? Even though we didn't at the beginning of the year know how good Burns was going to be, this was one that we thought they got a really, really good chance at utilizing as a tune-up game. Well, last week, it was a dogfight to beat Greer 23-14, and the Wren lost 38-28 to TL Hanna, but a 3-1 TL Hanna. That's really not that bad. Not an awful L for Wren. This game, all of the sudden, has a little more intrigue than it may have 8 days ago.
Yeah, Wren's 0-3, but they always play a super tough schedule. So that's kind of why they lose some non-region games like that. They are still figuring some things out. They had some late departures in the summer. Their starting quarterback, a couple key playmakers actually left to go to a school in Georgia right before the season started. They're kind of figuring out the quarterback spot there. The young kid, Mason Holtzclaw's playing well. They're doing some cool things.
That's a freshman running that spot.
Freshman, yeah. They're doing some cool things. They've got an Indiana commit at DB, Trayvon West. They've kind of put in the backfield now to carry the ball a little bit there. Yeah, 200-plus last week in their loss to TL Hanna. They've got some athletes there, still trying to figure out what's going to happen exactly on the offensive side, but they're working through it. And then Burns, like you said, a little closer than we thought last week. Did get the run game going finally with them. I liked that. I think Burns should win this one, but, it may be a little closer than we thought maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, Wren continues to get better. They probably played their best game against Hanna last Friday. Burns should win this game, but they got to play a little bit better than they did last Friday.
So last week, they did not have Kamarius Bomar. Bomar has been an absolute playmaker on the offense. I mean, really both sides of the football for them, but he has kind of been the big play threat, right? Like, you've got Kai Cook, who is, every time he touches the ball, it's a threat to go to the house. But Kamarius has kind of been the guy when it's like, all right, you started paying too much attention to Kai Cook. Kamarius is going to come through and burn you. And he was unavailable last week, which I kind of think forced Burns to really kind of rely on the guys that you're going to have to rely on, and that allowed Greer to kind of dial into those guys and focused on them a little bit more. What I appreciated was that R.J. Livingston really stepped up and kind of shouldered some of the load for not having Bomar available. He got banged up in the third quarter and had to leave the game, came back in to kind of grind out a few yards at the end there. Do not know if Bomar is back this week. If he is, I think Burns should have a little bit more pad in the score at the end. If he's not, that's when I think it could get interesting.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've got so many playmakers, but he is one of the key guys for sure.
We'll see. And that game will be live tonight right here and only on the Fan Upstate. Pregame at 7, kickoff at 7:30. I'll have play-by-play duties along with Sam Clark and Lane Fowler. Looking forward to talking Burns at Wren. Let's jump into some of the other games going on around the Upstate. How about not just the battle of undefeateds? Because, you know, week 1, week 2, it's like, oh, 2 undefeateds. It's like, yeah, they played a game. But Hillcrest is 4-0. I've heard them being mentioned amongst the names of the best teams in the state, and they're going up against a very good Powdersville team that is also 4-0, including a 49-10 win last week over Pendleton. Is this the game of the week?
This is going to be probably the funnest game in the Upstate this week. You've got 2 high-powered offenses going at it. Hillcrest, they are dangerous everywhere, not just on offense. Defense, they score. Special teams, they score. And then Powdersville on the other side, they've got a lot of talent on that side of the field as well, led by Eli Hudgens at quarterback. These guys can play. Hillcrest, they should win this game, but they're going to light up the scoreboard either way.
This is the game of the week, no doubt, Rob. Hillcrest number 2 in our poll in 5A. Powdersville number 3 in 3A. 2 really, really good teams there. You know, we talk about Bennett Judy, one of the former players of the week of the Fan here. But Logan Coldren got the run game going last week for the Rams. Had 150 on the ground, 50-plus receiving, 2 touchdowns. Big game for him. Jalen Neal stepped up. You know, we talk about Avery McFadden as well out wide, but Neal had a big game last week for Powdersville. You know, Thomas Williams, one of my favorite players to watch in the Upstate. This kid is an absolute superstar going to Virginia Tech. Really good player there. John mentioned Eli Hudgens. They've got guys like Jalen Rambert and Drake Sloan, and Owen Lewis is outside to do well for them. This is a game where it could be a lot of points. I like the Hillcrest defense a little bit more than I like Powdersville's defense. I think the Rams win maybe about a 10-point, 7-point ball game here.
I think that would be impressive for Powdersville, too, to keep up with arguably the best team in the state in the Hillcrest Rams.
And I was going to ask, I mean, if I asked you guys right now to give me a team in the Upstate that is in your opinion, most likely to end up with a state championship banner this year, is it Hillcrest?
Ooh, because 5A's loaded. I mean, you know how there's Burns, Spartanburg, et cetera. If you look down to the 3A ranks, I mean, you could probably say Powdersville or maybe even Daniel, if you count those guys. You know, that would probably be the more likely state champion right now. If I had to pick one,
if I had to pick one, and I'm gonna have to pick one.
Welcome to radio, baby.
I'm picking Hillcrest. Daniel scared me a little bit. Well, not Daniel. We can get into that another time, but Daniel's gonna have some competition from the lower state in there.
I like it. I like it. TL Hanna's at Greenwood. TL Hanna is 3-1. We mentioned them a minute ago with that 38-28 win over Wren. Greenwood at 1-3, but have had, as far as I understand, a pretty good one. And this one's kind of interesting because if you are old school, 3-yard in a cloud of dust, let men be men in the trenches football, this is the one you want to watch.
This game may be over by 9:30, Rob. This is going to be a super fast one. Both teams running the wing T, triple option stuff there. Greenwood got their first win last week. Another team that's played a super tough schedule up until this point. They won 21-14 over a good North Augusta team on the road last week with a goal line stand late. Yeah, their problem is when they lost their main B-back week 0, V. Morton, broke his ankle, so he's been out. Finally got a guy kind of replacing him. Darius Gary, one of our players of the week, had, I think, 222 on the ground last week in that win, playing very well. On the flip side, TL Hanna's been kind of an enigma, kind of a tough team to figure out. They played some really good games. You know, they beat Bowling Springs, shut them out, beat Greenville, but then turned around and got blown out by Westside. You know, played a closer one against Wren. They're kind of tough to kind of see what to think about those guys, but I'm going to lean Greenwood at home tonight.
I think I am too. You know, you look at TL Hanna, you think, okay, they're the bigger school. They're 3-1. You know, hey, they had that one letdown against Westside. They probably should win this game, but I like Greenwood. They're just tough. They're gritty. They got the home crowd behind them. Awesome stadium. Really looking forward to being down at that stadium tonight. I'm leaning with the home team here too, but this should be a pretty close game.
Dorman is undefeated at 3-0, but they leave the friendly compound as they head over to Clover. Clover is 1-2, but you guys put in the notes that they have actually played a pretty impressive schedule, and that's always kind of interesting when you look at a team that's 1-2 and you go, they're better than that. They just keep coming up against buzzsaws. Do they have enough firepower to slow down Dorman?
I think this is going to be a tremendous ball game. You look at that 1-2, don't let it fool you. This Clover team nearly knocked off Hillcrest that we glow about every week. Clover play some really, really good defense. They're going to really test Dorman. Demarius Foster's been able to just run through their first 3 games. I think tonight they're going to meet some friction with the Clover Eagles. I think it's going to be a really, really good game up in York County. I like Dorman just a little bit more than Clover, but, boy, they're going to have to bring their A game.
Kind of a revenge game here. Clover took down Dorman last year. So, Coach Curtis, I'm sure, is telling the guys about that. Don't forget what happened last year. But Dorman looking very strong up front with Geth and Anderson running the ball, like I said, with Lewis and Foster and those guys. Clover's defense, John, you mentioned it, has been super, super good. Held Hillcrest to 19 2 weeks ago. Didn't give up a point in the second half last week to York. They played Northwestern tough earlier in the year. They're a good team. I don't think they have the offensive firepower to win this one. So I'm leaving Dorman, but I think it could be closer than some people think as well.
Greenville is 1-3 at JL Mann, and Greenville kind of in that same boat that had kind of a real tough schedule to open the year. They ran with a good Burns team for 3 quarters before Burns opened it up at the end. Last week they played Malden and put 70 up on the board. So they've kind of figured out the offense just a little bit. JL Mann is 3-1, but they did come off the L last weekend. 21-14 loss against Easley. Couldn't really run the football. Who you got in this one?
Greenville's doing some stuff at the quarterback spot. I know Jordan Sink played the first couple weeks for them. Last week, Bryson Drummond played through 5 touchdown passes. Not sure why the switch was an injury, just they wanted to try something else out. I don't know. But we know they've got talent with Bennett and Brown and Pepper and Sherman, those guys on the offensive side of the ball. JL Mann, the quarterback Ethan Anderson, can really light it up along with Michael McClellan, Toby Cates outside for those guys. They've got to get a run game going to win this game, and I don't know if they will. I think Greenville is hot right now. They finally let out some frustration last week against Malden. I think Greenville wins this one and gives JL Mann their second loss in a row.
I think so too. Greenville's got a ton of talent, and they're trending in that right direction now. Took their lumps against a really, really tough early schedule, but they're a really good team. I expect Greenville to win tonight, but what I am excited to see in this game is who plays quarterback for the Red Raiders. Obviously, Drummond played great last Friday in that big win against Malden, but as you said, Jordan Sink has been playing really well early in the season against tough competition as well. So it should be an interesting game, especially from a personnel standpoint for Greenville, but expect the Red Raiders to turn it back around.
There you go. Before we let you boys go, want to remind everybody that you guys are on Twitter at Moving Chains, and on Friday nights after the games start going final, you guys host that Twitter Spaces. So if you're a high school football fan, it's actually kind of cool because over the past few weeks, I drop in there and I listen to you guys on the road home after the Burns games. And it's always kind of funny to me because I see players pop in that are like, they're just off the field. They pop in there. I see head coaches come in that are kind of listening to what's going on. And what's really cool is you guys kind of invite everybody to participate and be a part of that show. So you're not only getting y'all's perspective as analysts, but you're getting the perspective of players who were in the game, coaches who had the headsets on, and fans who are at the game and breaking this thing down. And it's open for anybody to just jump in and hang out.
It's super cool. It's really grown each week as far as number of, speakers we've had. Like you said, Rob, we were only could be at one game, 2 games we split up, whatever it is. So we can obviously break down those games. We weren't at the rest of the games across the estate or the upstate. So if you were at a game, and if you want to hear about a game, hop in there, hit, request to speak. We'll pop you on. You can talk to us about the game you were at. Love to hear the breakdown. All we see is a score. So love to get more info from each game from you guys were at. So super cool. Hop on there. Friday night spaces after the games go final tonight, probably 10:30-ish, somewhere in that ballpark, 11 maybe. But check us out, movingchains.com on Twitter.
There you go.
Moving Chains on Twitter.
At Moving Chains on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, movingchains.com. They are Kevin Thomas, John Epps. Appreciate you boys coming by again.
Thanks for having us.
Always, man. A lot of fun.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Little Friday Night Lights taking place around the upstate. They'll be back next week. We'll break down today's games and preview next week's. We are back after this. Boo Box Bets, week number 3. Lonzo with the man bun is going to see if he can come back from his worst week of picks ever. I am going to try to do better than 500. It's been dicey. Back after this with the final hour of the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. Yeah, last week was a tough week for both of us, but Lonzo was...
See you, buddy. See you, Lonzo.
Yeah.
Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel and his staff. Heupel will now make $5 million annually. The Houston Astros' magic number for a playoff spot down to 1. It's 6 for the AL West after a 5-2 home win over the A's. And the Sun extended the WNBA Finals to Game 4 with a 105-76 rout of the Aces. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Hey, it's DA. Be sure to listen to CBS Sports Radio at home. Ask Alexa to play CBS Sports Radio.
Summer is over, but that joint pain is still there, right? Well, it's time to do something about it. Hey, it's Rob Brown. I want you to call QC Kinetics right now. You put it off long enough. It's time to get real, lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulders and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments. No drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses highly concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people in Greenville have done this, and they are living life to the fullest. Pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways of dealing with joint pain. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call now for a free consultation at 864-448-3772 in Greenville and Asheville. 864-448-3772.
A tradition of mine is to pick up at least one new college polo each year, and I'm always trying to find something that nobody else has. If you're a Clemson or South Carolina fan, let me tell you, Smith & James has the nicest looking team gear you've seen. It's fresh and unique, and you don't have to worry about everyone else having your shirts. Better yet, people will be asking you where you got it. How do we know? Because we're wearing Smith & James, and they're asking us. Check out their collection today at smithandjames.com and stop by their stores in downtown Greer and on Verde Boulevard in Greenville.
When it comes to the best sports talk, listen to the best state on Odyssey, no matter where you are, in the car, at home, at work. Download the free Odyssey app on your phone. Search the Fan Upstate. You're in the game. Hey, now we roll.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its power
Headache still pumping?
identifies people with the
Yeah.
Take the hair down, man.
No. It's not that. I mean, that's adding to it, but
It's not. I'm not worried about if you're having physical distance.
no. I said 3 hours. I'm going 3 hours. That's not why I'm holding my head. I'm having bad sinus day, and I am screwing up all over the place.
That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
To the point where you're contemplating, do I need a vacation or do I just need to retire? Think I'm joking.
But you're on vacation, right?
I'll be on vacation, not next week, but the following week.
Yeah.
Rob Brown Show, what do you want to talk about? Okay, hang on a second. I knew who it was. You see who it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it. There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Hi, Tom Bodette with a shout out to Uncle Rick. You know him. He shows up at the family reunion in a muscle shirt without muscles, stealing noses off the kids' faces. He brings a nugget of wisdom too, like staying in Motel 6. They have clean, comfortable rooms where you can.
Thank you, Josh, but my vision is blurry right now. But I think it's sinuses. maybe the hair is pulling on my sinuses, which I don't know if it's possible, but I don't know that it's not.
Yeah. The third, the final, the best of money hour of the Rob Brown Show starts right now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back in. This is the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. We are glad to have you along for the ride. Gonna get into our Boo Box bets picks here in just a minute, but before we do, and I don't ordinarily jump to a phone call this early, but this one has been about 3 months in the making. The University of Miami, the Canes, who played Southern Miss a little closer than they would have liked at home this past weekend, are on the road against Texas A&M. And resident Miami Hurricanes fan and frontman for one of the best concerts I've ever seen, Zach Brown, is on the line to talk a little Canes and Aggies. Zach, what's up, big dog?
Nothing, man. Just waiting on you to buy my new album so I can retire, and then we'll be ready to roll.
Listen, I need both you and Lonzo to stave off retirement.
Kevin on.
Go ahead, say again.
No, I was just going to say, I thought I'd try to pick the show up after you had Kevin on.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Try to wake everybody back up.
Yeah, that guy brings us down all the time, and I keep having him on. It is what it is. Zach, I got to tell you, buddy, about 3-4 months ago, when you and I were texting back and forth about this game, because I thought this game was the game that showed us that Miami was back or not, right? Like I had a lot of confidence and said that I was willing to bet. I was willing to put a bet on it that the Aggies were going to show you guys that Miami's not back quite yet. And then they lost to Appalachian State at home last weekend. Even though y'all, the Canes, had a close one against Southern Miss last weekend, are you more optimistic about it now than you were preseason, or have you been up on this game the whole time?
I've been up on the game. I tell you what, last week really disappointed me. I was really hoping we could just, take a top 5 team to the woodshed, but now it's going to have to, unfortunately, be a top 25 team to the woodshed. Still confident in winning, but now I'm a little bit nervous about the game because I think A&M's going to be up for it, maybe a little bit higher than they were if they were, sitting there 2-0 and, looking to take us out. So I think 2 losses in a row is going to be tough for them. But, money lines, we're getting 6.5 points right now with Caesars. I'd take that all day long.
Yeah, 6-point favorites are the Ags despite the L last week. And listen, I don't want to take away from that from Appalachian State because that's a good football team, right? I think Georgia State, there's always 2 or 3 of those FCS squads that you're like, this team would be honestly middle of the pack in the ACC if they join this year. That's a good Appalachian State team, but I think that they kind of help prove something that I've been saying for a while, which is Jimbo Fisher is a fraud. He's a clown. He has been. If Jimbo didn't have Jameis at Florida State, Jimbo would just be another guy like Butch Jones kind of floating around in the ether as, can he turn the corner? Can he turn the corner? Can he turn the corner? That being said, he does manage to get the Aggies up for one big game a year. He did it against Bama last year. If this is the game, then the Aggies might be okay. But Tyler Van Dyke and co., they've showed so far that he is as good as advertised. I'm going to tell you, Zach, that I will still make the bet on this because I've been working our way towards it for like 3 months now. I will bet you lunch and a beer that the Aggies win this game, but I don't like it.
That's easy money. Easy money, and don't come back with like McDonald's or something like that.
No.
Easy money.
I wouldn't dare.
They're trash. The team's trash. They got the 12th man. They're going to need all 12 illegally to play on the team. We're going to blow the doors off of them. I'm en route to an ACC championship game. I can't wait to play Clemson, for Christ's sake. I wish it was this week.
I will not skimp on you. We will go to the warehouse at Midtown. We will get us a big old fat plate of chicken wings and a couple of cold craft beers at warehouse at Midtown if the Canes pull this thing off. I will tell you, I don't like Texas A&M. Their fans are very nice, but they're also a cult, and Jimbo is a fraud. I don't like this bet. The only good news is that even though I don't think I'm winning this bet, at least I'm getting a plate of chicken wings out of the deal.
I love this bet. I'm already picking out the flavors that I'm going to order. That's how confident I am in this bet. I cannot wait.
I like it. Monday, I will plan on you being back on the show one way or the other, brother.
I can't wait. I hope it's to gloat over what flavors we're getting.
That, or it is to take my order. One or the other, partner. One or the other. Zach Brown, good to hear from you, big dog. We'll talk to you Monday, pal.
You too, buddy. Go Canes.
You got it. Zach Brown, the only Miami fan I like. The only one in existence. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It is time to go on the record. Boo Box Bets. Lonzo is 0 for 2. Now, in fairness, week 1, I got lucky to get him by a game. Lucky to get him by a game. Week 2, not so much. Coming off of a 5-5 week is Rob Brown, but Zoe, his worst pick in station history, going 2-8 against the spread last week. On the season, I am now 2 games above 500 at 11-9. Lonzo has got some work to do to get back to 500 at 7-13. Where's the football? Lonzo, laces or spaces?
I don't care. Spaces.
All right, ball's still rolling, and spaces it is. You may go first or defer. Your pick.
I am deferring.
All right, we will start it off at college football. Now, I picked the games and ordered them at random so that we don't know who's going first on what game until the show starts. Florida State is taking on Louisville. This is an FSU team that played their first 2 games both in week 0. But of course, one of those games was against Duquesne, an easy win. One of those games was down in the Bayou at the Superdome. They beat LSU, who will make their appearance in the picks coming up very shortly. FSU is not good. They're not good, but Louisville is a big fall off. A big fall off. They did beat UCF this past weekend, but they struggled mightily against Syracuse. Louisville was moving the ball relatively well. Malik Cunningham is the best football player on both of these teams, but did not throw it well against UCF, did run for a $121 and a score. Florida State, Lonzo, is minus 2.5 in this one. So they've got to win by a field goal or better. I don't like this game at all, but the one thing that LSU did against Florida State that worked well was have the quarterback run the ball. Have the quarterback move the ball. Malik is better than what they saw out of LSU in terms of having a mobile quarterback. I will take the points in Louisville. The Cardinal may not beat FSU outright, but it will be another 1-point ball game, another heart attack game for FSU. Either way, Louisville can move the ball with Malik Cunningham on the ground, and that keeps him in this thing. I will take the Cardinal plus 2.5 against FSU.
All right, I find myself in that position of panic. You know, that position where you've lost 2 weeks in a row. Your strategy last week didn't work. Not only did it not work, but it bombed completely, and I'm going to blame the orange on that. Every pick is going to be excruciating because of the pain I'm in right now on top of my head. I also am going to go with Louisville.
The Cardinal, a pair of picks for Louisville in that one. I thought maybe you might want to go FSU after the win over LSU, but Malik's that good, dude. He's that good. Here we go. You're batting first in game number 2 on the rundown, Lonzo, and that is Georgia minus 24.5 at South Carolina. This is ESPN's highlight noon game. They have moved it back to 12-12 to put the Yardbirds on full display on ESPN, which means Willie B is going to be packed and rocking. Zoe, can the Gamecocks stay within 24.5 of the Georgia Bulldogs?
25 years ago, I moved to South Carolina, got some free tickets to Clemson, went to the game. I had no idea about any of this stuff, and I did stand up to do that stupid CLEM, what was the letter, cheer. And some fine folks from Clemson started conspiring to throw my baby daughter off the side of the stadium. At that moment, I became a South Carolina Gamecock fan. So my heart is always with the Gamecocks. Georgia's the number one team in the nation for a reason. Can South Carolina score enough points to get within the 24.5 points?
3 touchdowns and a field goal. And another half a point.
They say go with your head and not your heart, but I'm not going to listen. I'm going to say Georgia doesn't cover.
USC plus 24.5. For all the nice things I have said about South Carolina, and I believe them all. I really have. Georgia's that good. By the way, Georgia, we talked about Georgia, and I think when you hear Georgia, you think like grown man football. Georgia's the number 2 passing team in the country right now. They throw the ball well. What has been the bugaboo for South Carolina's defense? No pressure on the quarterback. Georgia's best unit is across the defensive line. What's been the weakness for South Carolina? Blocking across the line of scrimmage. The strengths of the best team in the country are mega strengths against South Carolina. I am taking Georgia minus 24.5. They got to win by 25 or better, and I still think they get it done. Let's go to game number 3 on our list. Ooh, don't like this one. The Irish of Notre Dame are 0-2, and they welcome the Cal Bears. The Golden Bears head to South Bend, Indiana, and at 2-0, though one of those wins is over UCal Davis, they have moved to 2-0. Notre Dame has not been 0-2 since 2011. They lost to Marshall last week. The Irish are favored by 11 in this one. They are favored by 11 points. The opportunity for a push because there's no hook on this one, but I'm going with the Irish. Despite the loss to Marshall last week, I think that there are major growing pains. But at the end of that game last week, the offense kind of started to move the ball a little bit. They kind of started to get comfortable. They found a touchdown late in that game to make it a game with Marshall. And while Cal is better than Marshall, it ain't by a whole heck of a lot. The Irish at home, minus 11. I hate this pick, Lonzo, but I got to make it. Give me the Golden Domers.
All right, so in the back of my mind, I am seeing my wife staring at me, asking me why I keep doing this and putting myself through this. And I can't be anything other than who I am. And for the last 2 weeks, I've been a loser. And I might be a loser this time. But speaking of losers, Notre Dame is doing something they've never done before.
Losing a lot?
Yeah, and I don't think they know how to handle it mentally. I don't. I think that's a concern. So I am going to go with Notre Dame not covering.
All right, California plus the 11 is the pick. Alonzo, I've got the Irish minus the same number. Penn State is at Auburn. This was a hell of a football game last year in front of a whiteout crowd. The favor returned as the Nittany Lions go down onto the plains of Opelika, Alabama. Penn State at Auburn, and Penn State is a 3-point favorite in this one over the War Eagle Tigers. Who you got, Zoe?
All right, first of all, Keegan, if you're listening, I apologize, but I'm going to go with Big Ten probably just about every time. And it's only 3 points.
It's only 3 points.
Penn State has this.
Penn State has this. Lonzo riding with James Franklin and the Nittany Lions. There's about 4 games on this list that I'm like, meh.
And you made the list.
And of course I did. For the record, I don't pick games that I'm like, oh, I really like this pick. I pick the games I think are going to be the hardest to pick.
I think we all believe that he goes, okay, Lonzo's going to go with this on this. So we're going to pick this game. He's going to go with this on this. So we're going to pick this game. And he's going to lose again.
I don't think so. Penn State comes into this one, I think, in a little bit better shape than Auburn. However, there is one name that I really want you to keep an eye on, and that name is Tank Bigsby. First off, Lonzo, his name's Tank. That's amazing. Second off, his second name has the word big in it. Big Tank is going to be fine. Last year, 102 and a pair of touchdowns. It's a small sample size, but Penn State has surrendered 161 total rushing yards and 3 touchdowns in its first 2 games. The one Penn State weakness is the running game. Tank is going to go for it. Give me Auburn and the points. War Eagle at home. The Auburn Tigers get it done. Final college game of the day, Lonzo. I don't like this one either. Any other year, I think this one is an easy pick. Mississippi State is at LSU in this one. And why is it wild? Because the Bulldogs are 2.5-point favorites. Brian Kelly's team got off to a really bad start. Really bad. Loss to FSU was almost inexcusable. And, of course, Brian Kelly started coming out and blaming everybody else. LSU is not that good. But I am telling you right now, Jaden Daniels, that quarterback we talked about a minute ago, is going to run wild on you, brother. Jaden Daniels and the Tigers, and I get 2.5 points, and it's in Death Valley. LSU wins this football game outright. Give me the Fighting Tiger Men's of Baton Rouge.
You know, if you're going to go down, be shot down. Yeah, I didn't want to quote Bon Jovi.
In a blaze of glory.
I will instead quote the Kurgan. It's better to burn out than to fade away. If you get that reference, you're my friend. I'm going.
Def Leppard, right?
No, Def Leppard. Def Leppard. I don't want to say they stole it. They used it, but it's actually from a movie. It's from a movie with a Queen soundtrack in it.
What movie is it?
Starring Christopher Lambert. Now he's looking it up because he doesn't know.
I don't know. Highlander?
Yes.
Ah,
and the guy,
never seen the Highlander
the guy who did the quote, Kurgan, is also Mr. Krabs. Anyway, I'm going with Mississippi State.
MSU laying the 2.5, says the great one. I've got LSU at home.
If you thought last week was bad.
Look, you're going 2-8 or you're going 8-2 this week. One or the other. One of us is going big. One of us is going home.
I could go 1-9. I could get 0 right. That is possible.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah,
it is impossible to. You could try to go 0-10 and you can't do it because the Vegas lines are too good.
I'll show you.
All right, let's go to the National Football League. We go to Baltimore, where the Ravens are hosting the Miami Dolphins. The Ravens 3.5-point favorites. So the field goal is not good enough. The Dolphins, of course, are coming off of a big win over the Patriots. So the question here is, are Tyreek and the Dolphins good, or are Bill and the Patriots bad?
No, the real question is, who's the more accurate quarterback?
It's Tua Tagovailoa. Tyreek told me so. He told me so. Tyreek wouldn't lie about that. Lonzo, you're up first. Miami and Baltimore, the Ravens 3.5-point favorites. Who you like?
This is true. This is truly tough because Baltimore looked good, but they always look good during at least the first half of the season, and everyone gets hurt, or people figure out how to take Lamar kind of out of the game, or they just take the rest of the guys out of the game and just see if he can beat them, which he sometimes does. All right. I'm going to go with Miami here.
Miami on the road at Baltimore.
Because I believe in Miami's defense, and they do have the most accurate quarterback in the NFL.
They do. Tyree told me. I'm also going Miami in this one. I'll tell you why. I'm going Dolphins. Last year, they were 8-point underdogs to the Ravens, beat them outright. Last week, they were 3.5-point favorites against the Patriots, smoked that number by a lot. In these games, Miami the last 2 years has been much, much better. I trust them to do the same. Not saying they'll win, but they can be within a field goal of Baltimore. I will take Miami as well. I'm up on this one that we broke down yesterday on the Views from Mint Street podcast, available now where major podcasts are found. It is your home for all Carolina Panthers talk with your host, Lorenzo Reitzel, and also me, Rob Brown.
By the way, you should really help us out on this because, all the other podcasters, we just got an email with how many downloads the other podcasters are getting. We didn't even make the list. We're so far down on it because you guys aren't helping us out. And part of it is my fault and part of it's Rob's fault because we are not pushing this thing like we should. And we believe it or not, don't like pushing ourselves that much. And we should do this. You need to check it out. You need to download it. You need to listen to it. You need to tell everyone you know about Views from Main Street. You do.
Please do. Available where major podcasts are found. Broke this game down yesterday. Carolina on the road at the New York Giants. The New York Giants are a 1.5-point favorite. That means they got to win by 2 or better to cover the spread. Carolina can lose, but they can't lose by more than a single point in this one. I got to tell you, I hate this pick, but I'm going with the Giants. I'm going with the Giants to win outright. Not by much. In fact, that 1 point plus the hook scares me a little bit, but Saquon Barkley is fully healthy. If this was week 8, when Saquon is inevitably hurt, I got a different feel. But Carolina has not proven they can stop the run. They got torched last week. Saquon was the best running back in the National Football League last week. Recipe for disaster. I want the Panthers to win. I'm picking the Giants.
All right, I'm going with the Panthers. And if you want to know the reason why, then you need to download the Views from Main Street podcast where we break everything down and you can hear me talk about the same thing that Matt Rule talked about the last 35 minutes of the game. That team is showing up against the Giants, and the Giants are not prepared for that.
I like it. I'm very coin flip on that one. Tennessee is at Buffalo. The Titans last week, a heartbreaker to aforementioned New York Giants. It's not that they're at Buffalo, Lonzo. It's that the Bills and Josh Allen are 9.5-point favorites. Buffalo's got to win by 10 or better against Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, and the Tennessee Titans. Who do you like?
All right. So Vrabel is kind of a vengeful guy.
Yes, he is.
If he gets,
I believe he said he would cut his junk off for a Super Bowl victory.
If he gets slighted in any way, he tends to come back the next week with a little bit of a vengeance. And Buffalo's going to win this game. They are.
Okay.
But they're not going to win by 9.5. I'm going to go with Tennessee.
Tennessee plus 9.5, says Lonzo. Rob Brown cannot continue to tell you how good Buffalo is. They covered this spread against the defending Super Bowl champions in their house. And after that, they're coming back to Buffalo. The stadium's going to be nuts. Give me the Bills minus 9.5.
I was accused earlier of tanking. You can't prove that.
And I'm picking after you on half the picks. You can't tank. I can just follow you.
Well, I could just go, yeah, I know this is going to, so I'm going to make sure do you think I enjoy wearing this man bun? If you do, you are wrong. Because I got 35 minutes. It's bothered me so bad that Rob even offered to let me take it off.
I reprieved him the last hour. I said, you can take it down if it's hurting that bad.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that. I'm not. I got 36 minutes.
All right, we got 2 more games to sprint through. Both of them feature at least one NFC South team. We're going to start down in the Big Easy. First home game of the year for the New Orleans Saints as they welcome Tampa Bay and the Bucs into town. This might feel, with Tampa Bay being at minus 2.5 on the spread, like it's an easy pick game, right? Obviously, the Bucs are going to smoke a New Orleans team that gave up 26 to Atlanta last week. But Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are 0-6 in the regular season against the New Orleans Saints. Tom Brady has not beaten New Orleans with the exception of a single playoff game since he's been there, which means that I am going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -2.5. They're going to win this game.
Of course you are.
And they're going to cover that spread. I like the Saints. I love them as my team. I was impressed by the chutzpah that they put on display to come back down 26-10 in a single quarter last week. If you went down 26-10 to Marcus Mariota, I don't care what Brady looked like against Dallas. They're going to be up 20 going into the fourth quarter. The Saints might have something for them, but Tampa Bay to cover -2.5, Lonzo.
All right, so Tom is going through some stuff, man.
He is. He looks bad, by the way.
And more things are coming out from Giselle in magazines.
Yeah.
And Giselle is not happy. Tom made a mistake. He knows he made a mistake. He has no idea how to fix the mistake he made because
you're right.
he cannot retire now in the middle of the season because that would tarnish his legacy, which is more important to him than maybe his marriage, unfortunately. And Tom spent some time on his back last week looking at the sky.
New Orleans pass rush is really good.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's going down. They can't beat New Orleans, and Tom is on it. You know, I hate to see anyone go on a downward spiral, even Tom Brady, for the reason that he seems to be going on it. He made a poor choice, and he's paying for it, and he's going to pay for it with a loss Sunday.
I think you might be right. I just got to trust Tom Brady, the football player, to be able to separate personal and business. But I think for everybody, there's a line that line can't be crossed. How many famous businessmen do you know that did not get into relationships because they're like, I would not have been able to keep them separate. All right, last one, Lonzo, and you get to bat lead off on the final one. The Atlanta Falcons are on the road at the defending Super Bowl champion LA Rams, who got smoked by Buffalo, but the Rams are -10 points in this one. 10-point spread. Meaning there can be a push because there's no half-point hook here. 10-point spread, Rams favored at home. Who you like?
All right, here's where I get completely accused of trying to tank. And as we've shown, I can't do that, and I can do worse than I did last week. It is possible. It is. I can go 0 for 10, or I can go 1 for 9, and I did worse than I did last week. I believe in Marcus Mariota more than Rob Brown does.
Yup, sure do.
But you know what I believe more than that? I believe that an elbow is hurt worse than what they're saying. That's what I believe. I believe the Rams got smoked by Buffalo because someone is in a lot of pain. They're trying to cover it. He's trying to play through it. It's a mistake. He shouldn't. Stafford needs to go do some more commercials and go on the IR. His commercials are pretty good, especially the pizza. I'm glad he finally got to it.
Thanks, Paffy Pafford.
Exactly. I'm not saying the Rams are going to lose because I think the Rams probably will win the game.
But not by 10.
But they don't cover.
I like it. I'm going Rams, though. Cooper Kupp is still a thing. Cooper Kupp is still a thing.
That was me as Stafford trying to get it to Cooper Kupp.
Hey, if Justin Herbert can do what he did last night with an obliterated rib cage, Matthew Stafford's going to be fine.
You can throw with hurt ribs. When your elbow doesn't allow you to throw,
it's fair.
As someone who's had the gout in his elbow and could barely
got a case of the gout,
barely move it. By the way, it's
bad. I know
it's very painful. It's like having glass under your skin.
Isn't it literally having crystals built up?
It is crystals, and the only way to remove the crystals is to have them scraped off your bones. Yes, which is why if I wasn't dressed the way I am, I'd show you my pointy elbows. Anyway, when your elbow's messed up, you can't throw that far. And Stafford's in trouble.
All right, so there you go. We've got it as it stands. FSU -2.5. We both took Louisville to win. I've got Georgia going better than 24.5 over South Carolina. Lonzo going with the Gamecocks. I've got Notre Dame at home covering up 11 over Cal. Lonzo likes the Bears. We also split on Penn State at Auburn. I've got the War Eagle Tigers +3 at home. He's got Penn State -3. And I've got LSU +2.5 at home over Mississippi State. Zoe went Bulldogs. We picked differently on 4 of the 5 college games. At the National Football League, we've both got the Dolphins +3.5 at Baltimore. I've got the Giants -1.5. Zoe's got the Panthers. I've got Buffalo minus 9.5 at home against the Titans. Lonzo going with Derrick Henry. I've got the Bucks minus 2.5 at New Orleans. Lonzo said the Saints. And I've got the Rams going minus 10 at home and Lonzo taking Atlanta. This is going to be a big gap this week, I think. We're going to find out. Let's take a break significantly later than late on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. Next segment's going to be pretty much hello, goodbye.
Well, we have 2 segments left.
I know, that's what I said. Next one's going to be very, very quick.
The back of my neck is sweating, and it's not hot in here.
It's really not.
The more emails I get, the worse my pain gets. Wonder what the Ren press box is like.
Last week at home, I was ready to fight everybody because it was not only hot, it was humid, and the guy. So you've been in the press box. Over on the right hand side, there's like a doorway to the next room over, and that's where the wall air conditioning is. I went in there pregame and I turned it on because it doesn't cool off the room, but at least brings it down a couple of degrees. The guy that was in there setting up the camera for I don't know which team it was, but he goes in there and he turns it off. And I walk over there and I'm like, hey man, listen, sorry to be a pain. Do you mind leaving that running because it gets really hot over there and this is the only cool air? And he goes, yeah, I'm really sorry, man. It's just too cold in here to operate.
Why don't you guys trade places?
I was ready to fight a dude. Ready to fight a dude.
Yeah, it might be a funeral for my career, Josh. This man bun is making me rethink life.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. You'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees since 5/20, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mathers, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to GetRefunds.com.
So I had a dream last night that you had a studio set up in the back of a semi, and there was a glass door, and I broke it. You asked me to move your car, which looked like my Bonneville that we talked about the other
The
day.
Bonneville.
I accidentally ran over your grill.
Like a barbecue grill?
Yes.
That would be grounds for dismissal of friendship.
It was a nice one. It had burners.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
grounds for
yeah.
dismissal of friendship.
But I didn't run all the way over it, so I was able to back up and pick it back up. But still, you saw me do it. And then, for some reason, we were at a frat house, I guess. And we were going to a Halloween party, and you had shaved your beard and
Well, now I know it's fake.
and dressed up as Dave Grohl in a dress to go to a Halloween party. So maybe my brain was preparing me for this day with a bunch of things geared towards you. I don't know.
Just sheer hatred.
I don't think that's what it was.
Mad World is over a half mile that I have to go through.
Yeah, you'd have to lose, and I've been there before. It's nice.
Madre Brown texted the show when I picked the Bucks and said, boo. And I said, the minute that you psychopaths added Mad World to my punishment list, all fandom went straight out the window. My heart is irrelevant in these picks. I have picked more with my head than my heart in this than I ever have on a bet that had money writing on it. All right? Dead serious. Fandom is irrelevant in these picks. All right. A few texts that have come in over the course of the show. Let's see. Hurricane Jeff said, Zach Brown's the only Hurricane fan you like. Rob, I am deeply hurt. You know I love you, Jeff. I got love for you, buddy. I do. I just got to give grief to Miami fans. I was around them for too long down in Florida. That's why I got to give grief to my Canes friends. You know how that works. Texter said there should be a new rule about the Boo Box. If someone goes 0-5, the other participant should do a draw from the Boo Box or do one of the audience picks.
You know, I appreciate you guys trying to help me. I really do. Thank you. I have nothing clever to say. My head hurts. 23 and a half minutes and counting.
We have already decided that should either of us go 0-5, that will be the end of the Boo Box selections for the year. If somebody goes 0-5, we kill off the contest for the remainder of the year, and we'll just make picks for fun the rest of the ride.
And I will just declare myself, I will have already declared myself failure. So, yes.
Somebody said the other day that we should have an 0-5 ultimate punishment to end this.
How's that going to help me? That's like I'm not trying, but if we're about to go to the 6th week, suddenly I'm going to know what I'm doing.
0-5 punishment for Zoe would be wear the Clemson jersey and the man bun at the same time. That would be the ultimate punishment.
I do believe that we have already established that once a punishment has been doled out, it is no longer admissible.
I have the slip right here, and when the man bun comes down at 12:01, this will be ripped in half and thrown into the paper waste.
I would require the pleasure of doing that.
That's fine by me. I'll let you do it on the stream before we call it a day. Texter says, I like the low-key dig on the ACC when you say App State would be a mid-tier conference team if they join. Meanwhile, the ACC is like, what, 2-1 against the SEC? For the record, I also don't think the SEC is this, like, far and away God-tier conference that is just so much better than everybody else that everybody else should quit. It's Georgia and Alabama and then everybody else that is a regular conference. They just happen to have two of the superpowers. And, oh, by the way, Bama was a ref call late away from getting upset by Texas the other week. I just don't, listen, saying the ACC is bad is not saying the SEC is God tier. I just said Appalachian State is that good. And I think they've proven that.
All right, James says, if you're sitting at 0-4, do you consider tanking? Dude, all I got to do is pick like normal. If I'm at 0-4, I mean, you know, I just keep doing what I'm doing, and that'll take care of it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the picks are officially in. They are locked. And by the way, what was it? I think who's the Monday night game this week upcoming? I think it is the Rams.
I believe there are 2 games Monday.
Let's see. Week 2 Monday is, yeah, you are correct. Titans at Bills is Monday, and Vikings Eagles are at Monday. Game number 1 kicks off at 7:15 on ESPN. Game number 2 kicks off at 8:30 on ABC. So our punishment, unless it gets to the point where Titans-Bills becomes irrelevant to the picks, right? If one of us is down 2 on Monday night, then we'll pick our punishment on Monday. If the picks are in the balance on Monday for this game, then our punishment will be doled out on Tuesday.
Come on. I lost before the segment was over.
No, you didn't.
Sure I did.
We have so many different. We picked 4 different outcomes at the college level. We picked 4 different outcomes at the NFL level. Last week and the week before. Week 1, I think we only picked, 3 games differently? And last week, I think we only picked 3 games differently. This week, or 4 games differently. This week, 8 different picks. 8 different picks this week. There's a chance one of us goes 8-2 and one of us goes 2-8.
It just makes me think you're trying to tank because you feel sorry for me.
Honest to God, I'm not. My picks were made before we came on the air.
Yeah, I don't appreciate that if that's what it is. Make me suffer. If I lose, I deserve it. That's how that's supposed to work.
The problem is you make me feel guilty as hell when it happens.
Oh, should I sit over here and go, thank you, Rob? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah, that's not, no.
All right. So there you go. Picks are in and they are locked.
No, Trey. All right, Trey says at this point, has wearing the man bun changed Lonzo's perspective on having one in the future? Oh, no, it's more enhanced. It's as bad as I thought it was, times 100. So no, the man bun, never happening again. Unless they make a clip on.
Hashtag thank you, Rob. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take our final break of the week. Before we do, want to remind you to grab the Views from Mint Street podcast, available where major podcasts are found. Lonzo and I talk Carolina Panther football 3 times a week. We drop a reaction pod on Monday afternoon. We drop a midweek news pod on Wednesday night or Thursday morning. And we drop a weekend preview pod on Friday. Those are all available to you where major podcasts are found. And they are green. So you can go listen to the midweek pod, get all the updates for this week. You can listen to the preview pod, which has been dropped for the Carolina Giants breakdown. And then on Monday, we will drop for you the breakdown of the Carolina v. New York Giants football game. And also, remember, live tonight, right here on the Fan Upstate, Burns Rebels football. They are at Wren in Piedmont today. Pre-game, 7 o'clock, 7:30 kick. I'll be on the call with Lane Fowler, Sam Clark. Looking forward to that. We wrap this bad boy up next on the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. Look at Skrilla going with the conspiracy theory here.
Yeah, I know I'm good, Josh, but this will have lingering effects for a while. It's a pride thing. So now I can no longer say I will never do that because I've already done it. And if you say I will never do that again, it doesn't have the same power to it. But whether I like it or not, the picks this year are much more entertaining than they were last year. For somebody, not for me, but for somebody, they're entertaining.
When, not if, Rob goes to Mad World, please live stream some of it and edit for the show. I suspect there will be multiple people there documenting that. You may get multiple angles of me crapping my pants.
I have had quite a few people who have mentioned to me, if he loses and goes, I'm going that night.
That's fair.
So,
and the worst part is not that I'll have to go, and the worst part is not that I will have people there in my group. The worst part is that all the people I know that are going to go know the owners and operators of Mad World and are going to be like, hey, the tall guy in the black hat, he's your VIP for the night.
well, picture this. Picture Rob walking alone and a crowd walking behind him just watching him, because that's what it would be.
Yeah. 100% that's what it's going to be like.
Screenshots of what? By the way, speaking of the Upstate Pulse, tune in tomorrow. Rob Young from Borderlands Comics and Games and South Carolina Comic-Con Jr. is back on, and we have a special guest. Stay tuned, and I will tell you.
Really?
Yes.
You wake up thinking about shaving? That's
You
a
do,
weird first
you
thought.
do if you're scruffy, I guess.
That's just a weird thought. Like to wake up and be like, good morning, babe. I think I'm going to go shave now. High of 91. 91.
It'll cool down by
91.
It'll cool down by about 9 o'clock. All right, time for Twitter trending topics, where I tell Rob what is trending. Before we get to that, Rob already mentioned that tonight, Burns versus Wren. Don't forget tomorrow, Furman plays right here tomorrow evening, East Tennessee State. Also, Sunday, full slate of NFL football games starting at 12:30. So you're out and about and you need to get your football fix. The Fan is the place to listen. I don't know why I'm all about promotion. It has something to do with the man bun, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe a
Jesus.
constant barrage of emails from down the hall that have gotten me nervous about everything. Maybe that could be it.
Texter says, Lonzo, will you go man bun again if you go 10 for 10 on your picks?
No, it's off the. It's. Do you not understand how the contest works?
He's saying no. He's saying if it turns out to be your good luck charm and you go a perfect 10 for 10 this week, would you bring it back just for the picks next week to give your chance at another streak?
No, I would not. No. I mean, even if it meant that Rob is going to Mad World, no, I would not. Not only would I am going to look at people who wear man buns even worse than what I did before, because you guys are all sadists and you enjoy being in pain the entire day. I look good. It doesn't matter that it hurts. Yeah, it does matter that it hurts. It does.
You do look good. It is a good look. I've told you that.
I was talking about them, not talking about me.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm
The
still
only one
saying.
who was honest with me is Chris Evans.
No, Chris just likes watching you squirm. That's all.
He did take great pleasure and make sure he tuned in. And speaking of tuning in, thank you everyone for tuning in, even though it's to see me in pain. I appreciate it.
It's Bun-ishment Day.
The show appreciates it. And, in the end, all the views and all the comments are noticed by the powers that be. And that's good for Rob and I. And if I can endure this pain for this show, I'm just, I'm glad I could be here for everybody.
Like, I know we all kind of laugh when he calls it pain, but I wish you guys could have seen the look on his face for the past 2 hours and 50
Well, they could.
minutes.
They could. They absolutely
Yeah, that's
could.
true. That's
I
true.
mean, minus a couple times when we were off the stream. Yeah, you could. By the way, the pain was worse when I wasn't on the screen. Trust me. And Kevin felt so bad for me, he just didn't say anything.
He walked in, he's like, what's the punishment? I was like, it's the man bun. And he walks around and he goes, oh, okay. Which was funny as hell.
Yeah. Not to me, it wasn't.
I
All
was
right.
going to go, except to Lonzo.
Yeah, all right. Speaking of in pain, Justin Herbert is trending.
Yeah, poor JH last night was in an absolute battle with Patrick Mahomes, and dude was getting rocked by the Chiefs' defensive line. He ended up, he was grimacing. There was one spot late in the game where on a I think a 2nd and 6 or so, he had what looked to be in any other game a wide open running lane to pick up the first down, and he was grimacing. You could see the grimacing through his face mask. He just threw the ball away. He's like, no, I'm not taking a shot. It's not worth the first down in a game against one of the AFC's best. I'd rather just get rid of the ball and take the slide. I felt bad for the kid. By the way, as we all predicted, Lonzo, it was the Chiefs defense that won this game last night.
Absolutely. Pick 6 all the way.
That was big.
That's what happens when you overhype a quarterback. A real defense comes to play.
You know what? I don't feel bad about the man bun anymore.
I do feel bad about falling awkwardly on a helmet on your ribs.
Yeah,
that looks,
sucked.
Right
That
away,
sucked.
that's a dirty play. People are like, oh, and it was a clean hit.
It wasn't dirty.
It was just how he fell.
Yeah, it was not dirty. It was unlucky.
You know what also was not dirty was the hit put on Travis Kelce. Even though I hate that was pretty. It was pretty. It was tag team. It was almost
German
a 3D.
suplex,
It was almost
man.
a 3D.
It really was.
Because the second guy comes in and shoves his head as he's going down. I don't know if you noticed that.
It was gnarly. It genuinely was a gnarly hit.
I'm
It
like,
was
oh great, they just took Travis out for the
freaking
entire year.
suplex
He
on
got-
the goal line.
He got back up though.
He did.
Did you enjoy what I sent you? Did you even listen to it? I sent you
I
this
haven't listened to
morning.
it yet. Yeah, I saw it.
It's JR
Calling the.
I
I love it.
yeah.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us for the week. Remember, get the Views from Mid Street podcast for all things Carolina talk tonight. Burns Rebels football live. I'll be on the call tomorrow. Furman football. And we got NFL games for you all day Sunday. Y'all, have a spectacular weekend. Do not drink and drive. I'll punch you in the face. Jim Rome's got you up next in the jungle. Mark Ryan takes you off sides 3-7 for Lonzo. Zoe, the punishment is over. You may rip the paper. We're back here Monday to do it all over again on the Rob Brown Show. And the Fan Upstate later, brother. All right, y'all.